Tobin, you have two shoes over there.
Oh, thanks, low dog. Get better, dude. Hey, unmute your tap, dude. Come on.
You mean mute my tab, not unmute.
I said mute.
You said unmute.
No, I said mute.
Marcos?
Where are we starting today?
Marcos? Did he not say unmute?
He said unmute.
No,
Yeah, you said unmute.
No, I didn't.
He did.
-1 for tag team.
I'm throwing the flag.
What?
I'm throwing the flag.
That team.
It's the replay.
17?
I do like that commercial.
There you go.
I do wish we had that.
One of my favorite one was.
I do wish we had that.
Way to catch that spider, Dad. Sorry, I had to witness you scream like a girl. And then they show the thing, and the dad is like, ah!
Welcome on in, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. We take you up until 2 o'clock here on this little shindig we call it Tobin and Leroy Show. We're streaming live on Twitch. We're streaming live on YouTube at 560 WQAM. Are they replaying this crap game? That's what's going on right now on one of our televisions.
Yeah, what's going on?
Let's get off that. Let's put on something a little bit more entertaining than a 65-7 game, huh?
Like literally anything else.
Anything else besides watching the horny toads get just absolutely demolished.
Wasn't nothing horny about them toes.
No, those are just plastic toads, dude. They were not ready to go. What?
I heard an echo.
It wasn't me.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. You excited, man? We're almost at playoff time. You excited for this weekend?
I am, but the only thing that's gonna annoy the hell out of me is this is a step for this team in the right direction, for this organization. And I understand that, defensively they weren't as good. A lot of injuries, maybe, not as much pressure. I mean, when Flores took over last year, you started seeing, 11 men up. It almost seemed like the defense was, I don't want to say better prepared, but I would say the people that were playing understood the defenses a little bit better, so they could take a lot of risk and nobody was ever out of place. Now it seems like if you go up and do something like that and press and do that, periodically somebody's running Scott ass free.
Yeah.
And it's happened all year. So you got to have to kind of play it a little safer because of that reason. Guys in and out and stuff like that.
Secondary is depleted right now. And I feel like, I saw like some people were like, oh, well, Javon Holland, I feel like he's taking a step back. I'm like, I think he's covering for everybody's ass. What are you talking about?
Are you kidding me?
Because he's come up with some really key hits at certain points. I'm just like, I don't know what you want him to do. Like he's trying to coordinate a bunch of guys with no experience or just aren't that good.
But what I'm saying is this, is that you have to look at all of this to kind of get an evaluation of what this season was.
Yeah.
You can't just look at the final product and say, oh, playoff game, win or lose, we got to do better than this. You have to look at the situation in its totality to understand what this team went through to get here, And so from that standpoint, I'm going to probably be a little more positive, but I'm going to get really annoyed at fans that the first response, if they get blown out by Buffalo, is we haven't won a playoff game in 20 years. And you're going to put all that heat on this depleted, banged up.
I don't think all the heat goes on. It just joins. It's just another spoke in the wheel.
But see, there you go. You're gonna be part of that.
I'm not gonna be part of it.
Sure, I'm telling you, I'm coming in. Let me get close to the mic. I'm in here on Monday. If you come in here with that nonsense, it's go time.
I don't have to worry about it, dude, because we're not
go time.
We're gonna be celebrating a win, dude.
Oh. Now all of a sudden,
because let me tell you
something.
No,
wait. Now all of a sudden,
we're celebrating a win, dude. Don't worry.
I was the only one yesterday.
That's not true. I was. I mean, like, yeah, J-Fig.
Not you. Now all of a sudden, I'm sitting across from you, and now all of a sudden, you're like, "Ooh, they could win."
Yeah, maybe.
You were pretty distraught yesterday.
I mean,
when the news
why wouldn't I be distraught?
I think Leroy was doing his Cleveland hit. The news broke. You're like, all right, Mike McDaniel's at the podium. And depressed.
Because I thought he was going to say, Tua's out there today, ladies and gents. And I was like,
same, yeah.
So to go from there to, and I'm bummed for Tua. Like I saw some of the quotes from Alec Ingold where he's just like, he's the reason we're here. And I was like, man, He goes, you wish that he could have that playoff experience. It's a bummer for him. You know, the fact that he's not in this spot where he can be out there and playing with his guys.
I can say this. Nobody's played in a bigger game than Tua.
With the national championship?
Yeah.
I mean, Christian Wilkins has.
Oh, Christian Wilkins. Yeah. Against Tua.
Yeah, that's right. Doing his splits.
That dude is amazing. Like, it's unfortunate that people don't understand what he has done, right? To this season, and people don't appreciate it because you look at D-line and the only thing you think about is sacks. But be talking about a D lineman that makes tackles 10, 15 yards down the field because he don't quit.
Yeah.
And he goes all day and he doesn't come out of the game.
He deserves every penny he's going to get this offseason.
Right. And he doesn't come out of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And so from that standpoint, it's unfortunate.
He has turned out to be everything that they wanted him to be when they got him, because they was like, we want to draft these winning guys who's going to be like going through some hard times and come through it. And he's been everything that you would want him to be.
Both when he talks about it, when he speaks, and on the field.
And also, it's terrifying because he pulls no punches.
Well, the thing is that he's one of those guys. And I told you, I played with a guy like this, John Randall. They play heavy-handed and everyth's silly. And you look at them and go, oh, you weren't serious? Right? Like, it's
not fun. It's not
right.
fun.
They're just playing.
It's not fun.
It's not fun for you, but they just playing.
Yeah, they're just messing
Christian
around.
Wilkins looks like he just playing.
Well, gonna need him to come up.
Hey. By the way,
couple strip sack fumbles.
By the way,
what?
Don't sigh, because when you sigh, you let people know you're disgust for the situation this week.
It's a tough situation,
it's
dude. Like I was reading.
Hey, it's sports.
Here's the thing. I got really mad before the show because ESPN's headline right now is, "Do the Dolphins have a chance this week?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm about to read some numbers about how they have a chance." And they're like, "Nah, 27-7 Bills." I'm like, well, what is that? What is that? Why would you say that? Why would you make that the headline of your article? And you bastard clickbaiters went out here and you're like, we're going to get some excited Dolphins. Because if you click, you're like, they're going to tell me the keys to victory. And what instead they said was, you're going to get killed. They said, if you had 10.
That's what they think. Do you understand who you're talking to? Do you really understand who you're having a conversation with?
15-1.
A guy who's on the other side of that.
Mm-hmm.
So am I ever going to say a team doesn't have a chance? Hell no.
They right.
I can't. That would be just ignoring the history of my career.
Bill Barnwell, he writes.
Do we listen to him now?
Yeah.
We listen to him now. Okay.
It seems academic to discuss this matchup if the Dolphins are starting Skylar Thompson, which they are, at quarterback against the Bills. Brock Purdy has been magical for the 49ers, but his fellow rookie 7th-round pick has struggled in Miami. Thompson has played like the typical rookie late rounder, averaging 5.1 yards per attempt, posting a 57.1 completion percentage across 105 pass attempts. Barring the truly unexpected, Thompson against the Bills is an unfair fight. Getting Teddy Bridgewater back would make things a little fairer, given the journeyman passer averaged 8.6 yards per attempt on 79 passes this season. He missed week 18 with a dislocated finger. Coach McDaniel said Wednesday that they are preparing for Thompson to start, but it would be hardly a surprise if McDaniel turned to Bridgewater if the offense struggled to move the ball early. Either way, this is unlikely to be a competitive game, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Bills are resting their starters at some point in the second half. Prediction: Bills 27, Dolphins 7.
Well, if that's the score, they ain't resting nobody. Because you know what happened the last time when, with Baltimore and whatever. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but yeah. Here's the problem. Is that I don't know if people understand. And I'm going to say this. Do what you got to do. Skylar Thompson is a better option than Teddy Bridgewater. So for anybody to all of a sudden say,
Hello, J Fig. Welcome to the show.
Hey.
Somebody's tardy.
Yeah. we
The only accident was my life.
we sent out a couple of birds to see where you were, but
we
they
sent
didn't.
some ravens.
They didn't come. They didn't come back. What happened?
Dave South says that article should be called "Stating the Obvious." I know, but Leroy, look at this. Come here. Look at the headline. Does that not imply you're going to write about how the Dolphins have a shot? Like, what is that?
Well, he asked the question, and we all kind of knew where that was going.
Furious with him.
So, but
Barnwell.
here's the deal. Skylar Thompson has the ability to get out of his way. Both of them hold the ball way too long.
Mhm.
They're just not used to playing in that timing to Mike McDaniel offense, right? They're not. It's you either have played like that or not. It's not something that you grow accustomed to.
I was curious about this with him, like, because they don't really have this with Tua. Every time he runs, we kind of get a little scared. But Skylar Thompson was a good runner in college, and we've seen like a couple plays. Like, can they unlock that? Because that would be something that we don't have on film with him, but it is an ability that he's known to have.
But that's the thing. See, you can do that with Skylar. You can try to create some offense using his legs. And he's just sitting back there holding the ball.
Mhm.
So you in this situation,
He just doesn't look terrified.
right? But he ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's not going anywhere. So my thing is that Skylar gives you the best option. He does. And I know, Teddy's been playing longer. And Teddy will probably make better decisions. But the problem with both of those guys, when you watch them play, they hold the ball so much longer than Tua that you're gonna have to evade folks. Right? And the only thing they should do with Skylar is keep his eyes downfield.
Give you some headlines here from the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Miami Heat's back in action tonight against the Milwaukee Bucks. 7:30 is your tip-off from the Heat house.
I see Undisputed. And what I'm looking at is Skip ain't saying nothing when Shannon talks. they squashed that.
So that's going tonight. 6:15 preheat with Alejandro Solana. Last night in some college hoops, the Canes, they beat Boston College, and they won 88-72.
Yeah.
Isaiah Wong, he had 22 points. Jordan Miller, he filled up the box, scored 19.6 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, 1 block. So Canes getting a nice win yesterday at the Watts. The Panthers, late hockey action tonight against the Vegas Golden Knights. Puck drops at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And we'll get into a little bit of this later, but the Marlins traded Miguel Rojas to the Dodgers for infield prospect Jacob Amaya. So Miggy's
we can't even get real players.
Miggy's 8-year run with the Fish comes to an end. He goes back to his former franchise. Plenty to say about that. Kim Ang is going to speak to the media today at like 11. So see what some of her quotes are on that and that move.
I can tell you what the move was. They dumped money.
It doesn't make that much money.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't make that much money.
Doesn't matter.
I think here's what we don't have time.
Everybody else in the league is playing with hundreds, and they playing with dimes.
They're playing with maybe pennies.
Right.
Maybe pennies, yeah. But we'll get more into
you
it.
trade a player who has been one of the staples of your franchise, one of the few guys that has supported all the ridiculous moves that you made and stood by your franchise for a prospect, not even a damn player. We've been doing this for 30 years. Trade for prospects.
Oh,
where's that pitcher? What's his name?
Who? Max Meyer?
No.
Sixto?
Yeah.
He's not pitching.
Right. Prospect.
Gave up JT Real.
That's what it is. This is the Miami prospects.
Yeah. We should be the 49ers. Bunch of prospecting.
Yes.
We'll get more into it a little bit later, although I think we already had Leroy's thoughts here. He's pissed.
Yeah, this is just annoying. And I don't even know how good the prospect is.
He's supposedly good. I mean, the prospect is supposedly good. Yeah, I mean but that's what they always say.
That's what they always say.
They always say that.
We got some great young talent.
He is supposedly good.
He's supposed to be the future. Really?
I'm just letting you know.
You know, the last young talent we had, we traded him to Milwaukee. Traded him to New York. Now keep in mind, they'll put Anthony Davis to shame, but
Street clothes. Yeah, the two of them miss a lot of games.
Like,
Christian Yelich, and Giancarlo. They'll miss some games, dude.
but John Carlos was always a different injury.
Always
Different
with
injury.
with Yelich. It's always been that back.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a quick break. Get some more on the other side. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy taking you up until 2 o'clock here today. We're streaming live on YouTube and Twitch. Oh, you're cracking into the Celsius hour, cracking into it too?
Yeah, because I don't want my ice to melt.
We'll be listening for Cat Talk coming up in the 12 o'clock hour. Brought to you by Celsius. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out. When it's game time, make Celsius part of your play. Get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks. The official energy drink of the Florida
Here's
Panthers.
another one. I kind of like that blue one. Just a little change
Arctic vibes.
Arctic vibes. I like the pineapple one too.
Maybe they should name one like after Matthew Tkachuk.
I think they should come out with just a strawberry one by itself. Not mixing with
who
strawberry.
doesn't like a strawberry drink?
Right.
Who doesn't like a strawberry drink?
Don't mix strawberry with anything else. It is delicious as a standalone.
Yeah.
Right?
Feels
and just a plain lemonade one.
Doesn't it feel like strawberry uplifts everything too? Like strawberry's got to be looking.
Strawberry lemonade though. That was a good flavor.
That's a good one.
Strawberry's got to be looking around at the other fruits and be like, I lift you bums up all the time. You
Yeah.
stick me with
Well,
banana, I make it better.
I'm gonna tell you no.
Because I would never have a banana flavored something, just banana.
Yeah,
Gross.
you know who is the killer of the fruit salad?
Mm.
And I hate to say it, watermelon.
Watermelon. It's
Because
leaking everywhere.
it gets
man.
all soggy and wet.
Yeah.
So if you make a fruit salad with watermelon, you better have at it right away.
But unless you take a watermelon, turn some vodka upside down on it, make it some liquor watermelon.
Woo! You have a problem, dude.
Dude,
What? Nobody's done that?
No, man.
Interesting.
oh no, is that when you cut a little hole, you dump the watermelon in it, you put it in the refrigerator, and then you do little scoops, the little like ice cream scoops, and put it. Yeah, no, never heard of it.
How did your thing go last night, Marcos? Your
It
game
went
show
excellent, man.
It looked like it. Wow, it looked
fun.
It was pretty fun. It was about 200 people or something like that, and we gave away prizes. We gave away heat tickets. We gave away tickets to see Fluffy, Gabriel Iglesias.
Fluffy, he's still running with that, man.
Still running with
That's
that.
good for him.
Yeah.
You know what? It's all about marketing.
Yep.
Well, here
It's
you're jealous
I am jealous.
because you got 700 names, and
That's
he's
true.
been able to stick with one. You know what they call me?
Yep.
Yeah, man. But it was good. It was a good time. We got.
It looked like I'm telling you, showed us like look. It looked like people were having a blast.
Yeah, see, the thing that I knew would happen, it was going to be Miami themed. There's something that Miami people like doing. It's talking about themselves.
True.
So they didn't hold back in regards to yelling out the answers, and everyone was participating. It was a room full of people participating. It was a good time.
Watermelon is a Jesse Davis of salad toppings.
Everybody just knows what you're talking about.
Right. Man, you know what?
By the way, this line. Did you see Teron Armstead say basically like he should have had foot surgery that ended his season week 1?
Wow. So I guess he's not playing.
I don't know. I don't know.
If Tua's not playing, I wouldn't. I'd be like, nah.
Can I just tell you that I live in a house with the ration master. So like she'll get fruit, right?
Mhm.
Like she cut up some strawberries, pineapple, and I'm like, ooh, I can't wait to get. She had some grapes, and then she'll put them in individual containers, like and mix the fruit. So say, then if you want some fruit, you can just grab a little package. I'm like, why are you rationing food?
She's being smart.
No.
Armstead.
Well, how many you sit down with grapes and you just go in the bag, grab one of those things, put it on in a little bowl, and have at it.
Armstead, who yesterday won the Good Guy Media Award, given to him by reporters.
I think they're just terrified of him, to be honest with you.
I don't think I've ever heard him speak.
Wait, but right. Wouldn't that be
beginning,
something?
That was my thought
You
too.
know-
I got to be honest with you. I'm
you-
glad you guys said it because I'm like, I don't feel like
You know who I would have gave it to? Is there anybody who seems like they're a better guy than Christian Wilkins? For as angry
I
as he
feel like
played?
he might have won it before. Maybe they don't want to
Yeah.
do repeats.
Yeah.
I don't know. But Armstead won it this year. Probably should be Tua forever, but you can't give everything to Tua.
Yeah.
He guess hose me down every week.
Mm-hmm.
But he was asked,
Oh man.
do you expect to be able to play on Sunday? Toronto Armstead says, I'm working around the clock, trying to do everything I can. I've been dealing with quite a bit this season. As you guys know, it's been a battle. It's been challenging, but I'm not wavering at all. I want nothing more than be out there with my guys in Buffalo on Sunday. It is not anything that I would check off to do that. So if I'm able to be functional, for me, it's not a pain thing. I can deal with any type of pain. It's a function of the muscle thing. And if I'll hold up, I can go, and I can go, I'm going. So there you go.
So it's not like
which is
this
not
hurts.
which isn't.
And then he was
anything you
asked,
wouldn't expect from him.
What are you dealing with specifically? He says, right now, I have a grocery list on the injury report.
Yikes.
And like,
Poor guy.
he's right. I mean, it's
But
more
the
like a
thing is,
CVS receipt.
It's funny. It's funny because when he's playing, you don't think he has all those injuries. He seems like he holds up pretty good, but he's probably just dying. You know, his body's just.
Yeah.
I remember I hurt my knee and played in a playoff game, and when I was in Minnesota, the first year I got there, and they go, "Oh, you look like you're running good." I said, "I just can't stop." So I could just run in a straight line, and I had burst, but once I got hit, that was it.
Armstead says, I could have gotten surgery week 1 and been done. Against advisement, we locked in and suited up. It's been great, man. Just being around these guys in the new environment, new city. I can't see anything less great. It's been a blessing. Good for him, man. That's crazy. He could have been done week 1.
Is there
This dude's like a walking game of like operation. It's
Hold on, let me
crazy.
see.
Yeah.
So let me get this straight. Foot, pec,
Okay.
toe. Is the toe the foot? That's probably what that is.
Yeah.
No,
but
That's like a fusion thing. Is that what they would have to do?
no.
Or they don't do that
You
anymore.
know,
two
no, you
separate
don't.
things.
You fruit. Listen, that's what OJ McDuffie.
That's what I'm asking. Like, but is that a season ender? Is that what
that's
that
a career. That's
that's
in
a
some
career
cases a
ender.
career ender.
What about for a
Depending
lineman?
on what position. That's what I'm trying to figure out. But keep in mind, if it's his left foot, when you watch him get in his stance, that left foot is like, he's got that left foot back.
Mm.
So I don't know. The only person I know that kind of played with it, and it was because he was so damn fast beforehand, is Deion. Deion Sanders had the same injury, and remember they moved him to safety at Baltimore, and he played safety for a couple of years.
That's pretty wild, man. I mean,
Yeah.
like we knew that he had some durability questions coming in. See, that's the thing. Like,
You
if
knew he had some durability questions, but you didn't really know how tough he was.
That's what I'm about to say. Like, when you, I mean, like, what is he? He's 31, so he's been
Right.
around the block.
Right.
But damn, should have been done for the year, basically.
Yeah.
And gave you what, like a dozen games?
I did that 1 year, and guess what my reward was?
Pay cut.
Yep. I think
Pay cut.
these
No,
franchises
no.
want you to be tough, but it only benefits the guys who already got paid. You see what I mean? So when you go into a situation and like Armstead, he ain't got to worry about nothing, man. He's taken care of. He's
Hey, got a
been
big deal.
He's been one of the elite players at his position. So they look at him playing and not playing totally different than, say, if I took somebody like Christian Wilkins and put him through that. And even if he sucked it up and played through all that stuff, if he didn't have as good a year, they would say, oh, well, your numbers weren't good enough. They don't even acknowledge that. It's unfortunate that they then use that against you.
You're gonna do it to it,
And
right?
little different because like Tua statistically is amongst the elite quarterbacks. And at that position, you roll the dice. You see, so they may wait a year. They may, not extend them until maybe during his last season or whatever. But I think because of the injuries, he has to understand that they're going to be a little more cautious than they would normally be with a guy that's performed the way he has at that position. It's just, that's just the way it is. But you have guys that, are trying to get that contract or whatever, and they want to do whatever they can to play. What happened?
Schmeathan says Leroy talks about Christian Wilkins more than Christian Wilkins' own family does. He loves Christian Wilkins.
I do, man.
That's his guy.
Hey. Because see,
and Christian Wilkins loves Leroy. Like we went to the Tyreek Hill first guy, Christian Wilkins and Leroy.
Wow.
I'm gonna tell you like
then
this.
Leroy strangely struck up a friendship with Wes Welker, which I found like out of
that.
No, what?
nowhere. He knows everybody.
Hey, do you guys not understand? I played for a long time.
Yeah, I know. It's
That
just-
that people, hear stories. They know.
that's a great run, but
Oh
I'm
my
telling you
God.
right now,
dude. I showed it to my daughter. We go, She goes, he's not very nice.
And I'm going to be nice about it. That's a great run by Leroy Horde like he's had before. But if that's Robert Smith, it's 6 points for the Minnesota Vikings, most likely.
What a strange piece
Wait,
of analysis.
Wait. The thing that people don't understand, it was 3rd and 37. And I got it first. And that's what he had to say about it. That's what he had to say.
Dr. Toboggan says they ate steakums together. Oh, man. Dwayne Dedman has his punishment. We'll get to that coming up in 15 minutes of heat next.
85 years of service to our community. Then, now, forever. Broward Health.
All right, 15 minutes of heat here for you on 560 WQAM as we take you up till 2 o'clock. Let's get a weather update, though, first. Leroy here from the Demesman and Dover Law Firm. YourAccidentAttorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call at 866-954-MORE as Leroy heads over to the Windowplex.
All right, boys, ladies. Man, clouds are barely moving. It's partly cloudy, closer to mostly cloudy. It's pretty cloudy, but some sun peeking through. The winds are moving at maybe 5 miles an hour. I'm looking at these clouds aren't even moving.
Where are the planes?
They're like awnings. I'm checking as we speak. I thought I saw a plane, but that's just a little bird. I'm guessing that planes, to be honest with you.
He looked through the window and turned around.
I'm guessing if I had to, that they could probably land from any direction because the wind's so light. Look, the clouds aren't moving.
I know. It's impressive.
Right. So, but I would say it's about what, 75 degrees? Oh, winds out of the east.
We got some buzzards circling over there.
Winds out of the east at about 5 miles an hour because I
Must be
see the plane.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I see it.
Yep. There you
Wow.
go.
Jesus.
It helps though, we're kind of by an airport.
I see that.
No,
It's
but,
funny.
Like I can, like even at my house, the planes circle and come over, so I can see them either taking off and making that left or right, or they're coming in and lining up for landing.
I see that those buzzards circling around that hotel must be where the Bucks are staying. Am I right? Yeah. Circling.
So they go 3 out of 4
The Bucks.
because they just played last night.
Yeah,
right. So they go 3 games in 4 nights.
Yep.
We need to get them with one. We need to get
Gotta
one.
get
of
'em,
these.
dude.
Just one. We got to get at least one.
Heat are banged up though. It does seem like I think Bam's probable tonight.
Okay. The Giannis killer.
Bro, could you imagine if they played the Bucks with no Bam tonight?
I mean,
it would be like Giannis might score 100. So Bam is probable tonight. Tyler, I believe, is let me get the whole kit and caboodle
how about
here
you
for
just get the
report.
injury report instead of guessing?
I'm about to. I was about to. Usually I have it ready. I did not.
Mm.
I did not. But Dwayne Dedman, let me get to that while I'm holding up the injury report. Dwayne Dedman suspended a game, Leroy, for throwing a Theragun.
By the team or the league?
He was suspended by the league, I believe.
Yeah, okay.
No, he was suspended by the Heat. My bad.
Okay.
Reserve center Dwayne Dedman was suspended without pay by the Miami Heat for 1 game for conduct detrimental to the club.
You think
Get some sleep.
it's conduct detrimental to anybody when you throw stuff?
Yep. Suspension will cost Dwayne Dedman $32,414 as he's making $4.7 million this season. And there you go. Miami expects to have Bam Adebayo back for Thursday's game against the Bucks.
All right.
So that's good. Can you give me the call, Marcos? This was the call on TNT. Stan Van Gundy was very upset with Dwayne Dedman.
We're listening to that package. Somebody threw one of those Theraguns onto the court, smashed onto the court. Check this out, coming from the left side here, over the Miami bench. Yikes. He threw that. He's ejected from this game. So Dwayne Dedman, it has been a frustrating season for him, couple of weeks for him. He's lost some of his playing time. Tonight, Orlando Robinson got the start.
Well, I really don't care if he's upset. Players can get upset. Granted, players can yell at coaches. I don't have a problem with that in the heat of the moment. But especially on a night where you've got 9 guys, you can't do this. You can't do anything and get ejected from the game when you're already as shorthanded as the Heat are. That's inexcusable.
There you go. TNT with the call for Heat and Thunder. Entertaining game, by the way. You know, they remember that was they swapped out of Sixers and Pistons for that. Obviously, not expecting that the Heat were going to play with 7 guys, but I think they got an entertaining night.
It was a good game. It was a good game.
Very weird game, obviously, with 40 for 40 free throws.
It was a very weird game in that it took forever. I know after that game, I know about 7 players routine at the free throw line.
Mm-hmm.
So we got the ball.
You know what's exciting tonight, though? Giannis counter. We get to bring that
Giannis.
back. OGs,
Hey.
Miami Heat, baby, of the Giannis counter.
By
Everybody
the way,
rode coattails on that.
by the way, you want to mess with that man?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't fear Giannis.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
don't fear
'cause
Giannis.
you ain't got to play against him.
Greek Meek.
What?
Greek Meek, dude.
What's that?
Instead of the Greek freak, he's meek.
Really? Okay. When was the last time you went to when was the last time you went to a Chick-fil-A and ordered a 50 piece? Because you just scored 50 to win the championship.
Oh, we had that caveat.
Tyler, oh, now we talking about championships.
Tyler Hero is out for tonight.
What is wrong with him?
Achilles. Well, he had this weird fall,
Yeah.
like right at the
When
end
we
of the
thought it
Nets
was an
game.
ankle, right?
Yeah.
Right. Oh, it was his Achilles.
Great,
I gotta tell you,
he just slipped.
usually because every time I hear the words calf strain, that terrifies me. So they just went right to the Achilles.
Kyle Lowry, he's also out. He's dealing with a knee, which Spo said flared up at the end of the road trip. Caleb Martin's out with a quad. So 3 of the starters are out. Bam is likely in.
All right.
Yep.
So here's what you're gonna have to win with: Strus, Bam, and Jimmy, and some energy.
And Vic.
And Vic. Well, Vic's second unit.
Yeah.
You know what I
He's
mean? So
Vic's closing this puppy out.
right. What you gotta tell you is not. Here's what I thought.
By the way, I like the chemistry building with Vic and Jimmy.
Right.
It's
The thing that I like, first of all, Jimmy can kind of coexist with anybody.
Isn't that weird? You remember like that report that came out last year where Skip Bayless was just genuinely like,
Hold on.
No. He
You
said,
said Skip Bayless.
I know.
That immediately means the conversation.
Well, I just want to rehash it in case
Okay.
any people don't remember. But like, he came out and said Jimmy Butler, I had heard, had said, I don't want to share the floor with Victor Oladipo, which is kind of a crazy thing.
Which is the crazy thing because Vic is the nicest individual you have ever, like, I'm talking about, like, I've never seen him yell nothing.
Well, he did, like, they had that fight, and he did make some rotational changes after that. Like, they put Strus in the starting lineup, took out Duncan, and then Vic wasn't really playing anymore up until the playoffs because they ran out of bodies.
Right.
But I feel like that would be like the perfect player Jimmy would love to play with. 2 guys who rip the ball from everybody and just are just defensive dogs. Like, I feel like that would be Jimmy Butler's dream to play with somebody like Vic. And especially, I don't know if Vic can keep up this shooting. I mean, that would be a dream. But he is, I tell you what though, you could just see the confidence he's playing with, man. It is really enjoyable.
We're not talking about a guy who used to be a bum.
Nah, he's really good.
He used to be really good, and the only thing that held him back was health. So, I mean.
Yeah, Spo was saying after the game the other day, he was like, you know, when we first got him, I was watching just reels of his defensive tape, which I'm just like, man, coaches. Like, that's just what they do, huh?
Yeah, that's what they do.
That's what they
do. Well,
do.
because they make the assumption everybody in the NBA could score.
Mm-hmm.
It's the other stuff that separates you.
But he was like, I was floored by the stuff of what he was doing when, you know, this is before injury, and this is, so they only got him for 4 games. But he's looking like he's getting back to that. I was like, oh. And you can see it.
You ain't got to tell me.
You
ain't got to tell me.
So that'll be fun. Like, look, if they can keep this one close in that 4th quarter, and you got Bam, Jimmy, and Vic out there defending, that's a unit, dude.
Right.
Like that team is that's a tough, you know.
A lot of, you know, they play very similar to what Atlanta tries to do without their star. You know, they're very defensive oriented. You could kind of see that the Bucks pulled away at the end, but defense kept them in the game. They did a pretty good job. I want John Collins.
I know you do. You know what? There's actually there's some fodder, not for John Collins, because I've seen some reports that they want a Rudy Gobert type haul for John Collins, and I'm like,
you ain't getting that.
Look, dude, just because NBA, just because the Wolves were stupid doesn't mean the rest of the league gets to be.
Right.
That's how it works.
Right. Well, but some would argue and say the same thing about the Cleveland Browns. Like, they just ruined the market for quarterbacks.
Yes. Yeah.
So what? Like, but here's my question. is that if you really want that player, what's another first rounder 4 years from now? Or what's another 20 million over 6 years, right? Like
I in theory got the idea of it because I think when you're Minnesota and you have 2 number 1 picks that you absolutely hit on in Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards.
and Anthony Edwards.
I get it. The thing is, when you have that treasure trove of picks, you got to get the trade right.
And
this clearly feels like a horrible basketball fit for them.
Right.
Because you basically, if you're willing to give up that, there's not many guys who are available that you couldn't get.
Right.
You could have gotten the perfect guy to fit with these guys, and it seems like they got the least effective guy.
Right.
I don't.
He just stands in the paint.
I don't have a problem with going all in, especially when you nailed 2 number 1 picks.
Right.
Which you should nail 2 number 1 picks, but like a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't nail them. And they look like they got 2 stud and people up and down with Karl Anthony Towns. I get it, grandma arms and things like that. But they're both very good players. And what do you think you're going to win the lottery again? Like So I just think that's the downfall of it. It's not the mentality of it. It was who you went and got.
It's not the decision. It was the execution.
And look that I never got Rudy Gobert. He's good, but people like the nerds, they were like, "Oh, he's God's gift to basketball."
You can run him out of the game. You can do to him what everybody did to Hassan Whiteside.
Look at Cleveland, Rudy Gobert, and there's your the science experiment over.
And what Rudy Gobert is doing is he's making me not necessarily feel I have to get a Rudy Gobert, but you need a Chris Bosh type player, right? Somebody that has some length, can play some defense, but also can do a lot of other things where he doesn't always have to have a foot in the paint.
Do exactly what Brook Lopez does for Milwaukee does. He's a terror in the middle, and he's Splash Mountain. He hits a lot of threes.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Because he just got to spend the tanking years of the Nets just turning into a shooter.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah. He's like, we suck, so I'm gonna work on my game.
It was you know what? It was a solid move by Brook Lopez.
Yeah.
You know what we call that? Reinventing yourself.
I mean, it's kind of hard. Wait, here. How do you reinvent yourself if you're a non-athletic, non-jumping big? He did it.
Giant ostrich.
Right. He doesn't have to dribble. He's either catch or shoot or getting rebounds.
There's some Heat trade fodder out there that we will get to. So just to give everybody a heads up, I'm being pulled into a meeting by the suits.
Not me.
They're making me go to this meeting that I have to go to for an hour.
Mate.
So
wait. Just tell me. The meeting could be about me.
I would let you know. But anyway,
do they need me there?
I guess not. But but Golen is making me go. So I'm gonna be gone for an hour. They're gonna be here. The whole crew. Donald's gonna join you guys.
Ooh.
So that's gonna be fun.
Oh, here we go.
Whoa.
You know we're gonna talk about.
So that's what we got going on in hour 2. And coming up in the 12 o'clock hour. Very excited about this. Fred Taylor is going to join the show.
Answer for your crimes.
Could go poorly for me.
Yes.
But Fred's going to join the show. We love having Fred Taylor on the program. So we'll talk some playoffs with him and lots more to get to. We also have a pair of Heat and Bucks tickets for Saturday to give away as well. The show rolls on. Show goes on. I won't be here for an hour, but show goes on. Back after this.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tonga Vailoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Chris Sims can go to hell. Tua Tagovailoa. Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy loves you guys. Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of food.
Give it to me, Leroy. Give me that. What am I even doing here? Like, I don't even know. Like, I just I get a link in my email from Jay Fig, and she's like, "Hey, can you do an hour? You know, Tobin's got to talk to the suits downstairs." I'm like, "All right." I don't know. Like, is Tobin okay? Because usually when you get called into a meeting with the suits, that doesn't always end well. Like, is he going to be all right?
Sales is in there too.
Okay.
Yeah, which means we're moving on to the Jay Fig show.
Yeah.
First
Listen, I'm happy to be here. I'm in my mansion. I wasn't doing anything, so I thought let me hop in with you guys. And you know, Leroy, since it is our Tua, and I was listening to you guys this morning, so I know you've kicked the tires obviously on Tua. I'm just, as a Miami Dolphin fan, lifelong Miami Dolphin fan, lately, and by lately I mean like the last 25 years, I feel like I just can't have nice things, because now every time, like, the Dolphins only make the playoffs once every 6 years or once every 8 years, and now every time the Dolphins get into the playoffs, half the team is injured, and we got to play a backup quarterback. It happened 6 years ago with Matt Moore, and now we're down to Skyler. Like, I can't have nice things.
Well, the problem is that when you look at who ends up being in the Super Bowl, a lot of times is the most healthy, the team that's the most healthiest.
Right.
And we tend to take that for granted because we only look at who our team beat, how good our team played, and this way. And I think as a player, the whole season, while you're going through it, you're hoping, I hope we don't lose a key piece, you know, and during the course of the season. And that's kind of how, you know, we played through the season. You knew you had to play hard. You knew you had to win every game that you possibly could. But in the back of your mind, you're like, please, if we can just bring our best to the playoffs, we have a chance. Every year, somebody loses some key players. Like we have, Baltimore's been doing it for the last 2 years.
Yep.
Right? You know, so I get it that offensively, you're finally in a place where you can say, we can ride this for a while. And then you get injuries. You got Tyreek limping. You got Teron Armstead limping around. You got Tua. Okay, you got Mostert. Like, those are the guys brought in that made this offense dynamic. And there's nothing you can do about it. And I know Dolphins fans are going to say, hey, they've been getting screwed for 20. But these guys don't know that. Teron Armstead doesn't know when he's strapping it up and going out there and giving everything he has that, ooh, I'm going to go out here and play because the Dolphins have been screwed for 25 years. Right?
Yeah.
Tua doesn't know that.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's unfair. I get the way fans think. It's unfair to these guys. They're hoping for the best. So, yeah, it's unfortunate. You finally get there. You finally get there and you're not even close to the best version of yourself. Because last year, all the injuries came on the offensive side. You had no injuries on the defensive side of the ball, and they dominated.
Yeah.
So look at the struggles on defense. Part of it is when you have a consistent defensive roster and a consistent defensive coaching staff, each year you can get a little bit more exotic with what you do. So those 11 guys lining up on the line of scrimmage, when you start replacing those guys, you can't do that because you're not sure the new guys know what the hell to do. And so that's why the defense looks a little different than last year. You got X. You're trying not to put him in any man-to-man situations because he's banged up.
Yeah.
And now they're going at him because there's nobody's on the other side because Byron Jones is out. So it's just like, yeah, I get the way everybody feels, but it's not on. These guys don't want to be hurt. Like, these guys are trying to get paid. They're trying to have some success in the playoffs too. You think Mike McDaniel, what do you think he's real positive and all that? He goes home and he's like, why? Right? We were on a run. We were 8-3. We were talking about maybe winning the division. And then
now it's still better, even if, and by the way, listen, I do believe in miracles. So maybe the Dolphins, who are a 13.5 point underdog.
Vibe down, Al Michaels.
I believe in miracles. I believe, yeah, I will be the Al Michaels in this scenario.
Right?
What?
You do realize who you're talking to. I was the Baltimore Buffalo Bills in this scenario.
Yeah, that's right.
In '98, we lost Atlanta. So I'm not the guy. I'm not the guy to come to and say, dude, the Dolphins have a chance. Right. I can't, thinking of how my career went, sit back and say they got no chance when that's what I thought about Atlanta.
No, that's true. And that's not even what I'm getting at here. Because, okay, so let's say the Dolphins do get blown out this weekend like they're supposed to, because they're the only double-digit underdog in the playoffs this weekend. Even if the Dolphins do get blown out, I'm still glad that they got here, because I know a lot of Dolphin fans have been like, "Oh, I don't even want to get to the playoffs. Like, I hope we don't get in." And I'd rather be in and get blown out than not be in.
That's right. That is important, because the one thing that never leaves you, the atmosphere of playoff football.
Yeah,
dude, I'm telling you. And I only played in one championship game, but it was so loud and so hyped. I'm like, ooh, I want to do this again. I never got to do it again. So you need to, first of all, everybody on the team needs to get a feel for what it's like to be in this environment, right? To understand, because look, you play in these games and you you go on the road or whatever, and then you say, you know what? We need this at home. Right. So now everybody in off season works a little bit harder. The coaching staff pushes a little bit more so that you maybe have an opportunity to host a playoff game. And then you take that next step. And so it doesn't really, one of the great things about 90s football, and I'm not even talking about how it was played, but there was a there was a ladder, right? So in the early 90s, Dallas had to get by San Francisco. Yeah. Right? And then teams had to get by Dallas. And it wasn't like you go to the championship game and then you go 1-15. It was your progression got you to that point. That doesn't happen as much now. But you always had a better idea of where you were compared to the teams you were competing against. And now, just because you went to the playoffs this year, or just because you made it to the Super Bowl, or just because you made it to the championship game, it doesn't mean that you're going in the right direction. It could very well mean you just got hot.
Right. Do we have, we still do top of the hour headlines? I basically stepped into a tornado, and the tornado dropped me into the Tobin and Leroy show. So Marcos, man, tell us what's going on.
Sure. These headlines are brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
As you guys were mentioning in depth there, obviously Tua won't be starting this Sunday. You guys aren't the only ones who are sad about it. Fullback Alec Ingold said he feels for Tua because he's the reason that we were here. Said he feels for him because he's the reason we're here. You want that playoff experience for him, his long-term health, happiness, his family. Being a friend to him for a long time means a lot more than a football game. We get him healthy, happy, back here for many more years and hopefully many more playoff games. Glad he's healthy and progressing the way he needs to. Me personally, I'm sad and I miss him. That last part was for me.
Wow. Oh, okay. I was about to say.
I was trying to read with him. And I'm like, where are you adding?
Sure, I just want to throw that in there.
Yeah, no, you know what? I get it. I understand. Like, you want to be the team that you wonder if can we compete with the big boys. We've seen when everybody healthy offensively, you can compete with anybody. Right. We've seen comebacks, we've seen slugfest, we've seen every type of game. The thing that, if you're a Dolphins fan, the thing that would upset me more than anything, they finally started committing to the run and having some success running the ball.
And then Mostert's hurt too.
So now think about this. You have worked your way during the course of a season to be able to attack a team any kind of way offensively, and everybody gets hurt.
And let me and Leroy, about Mostert, how hard is that thumb injury to play through? Because I did ask another former running back about this earlier this week. I mean, how hard is it going to be to play through that if they can put like a cast on him or something?
I've played with one hand for 5 games finishing a year, and I played with one arm for a whole year. It's weird. Here's the hard part about it. Okay. Can I go to the sideline and tell my teammates I'm out, my hand hurts, and I'm a running back? Right?
Yeah.
That's what it boils down to. Now, the other thing from a coaching perspective is, if everybody knows that, say, it's his left thumb, right? And you can carry the ball and cover up and all that. But there's pretty good chance that there won't be a passing play, right?
Yeah.
And there's one less guy you have to cover. And as a coach, you have to keep that in mind when you put plays into the offense. Because now a defense, look, they're not very smart. I'll tell you this.
By the way, I just got a call from Robert Smith. If anyone saw my phone was ringing, that's who was giving me a ring there.
But if you know anything about defenders, like, they do scheme things based on who's in the game. So if you know he's in the game and they're not going to ever throw it to him, why worry about it? You see, that's kind of where that is.
What else we got going on, Marcos? Why are you like rubbing your eyes? You tired over there?
Tired is for the weak, Dono.
Well, you're gonna be tired when that baby comes. You're not gonna sleep for like 3 months, so get ready for that.
I'm more tired than a 14-wheeler, Dono. I'm more tired than a 14-wheeler. Are they 14 or is there 18 wheels?
18, yeah.
18.
Really? Wait.
And we're just gonna move past that.
No,
we're just gonna the Florida Panthers.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah. Who's ever heard of a 14-wheeler?
Not me.
I don't know.
What the hell?
I just stopped counting. I can't count past that, so I just assumed
the truck was moving, so you stopped at 14.
Yeah. You know, but if anybody has a 14-wheeler, probably Palmetto Ford.
Palmetto Ford does.
That's where you could. If there's anywhere you can get a 14-wheeler, it's Palmetto Ford.
The Florida Panthers are back on the ice tonight against the Vegas Golden Knights. The puck drops at 10 p.m. and that'll be available due to some, scheduling issues here. That's going to be on 96.5 HD2.
You know what's really cool? Like, I don't know if you ever go to Vegas, try to go to a hockey game and go see the they put on a show, like a Vegas style show, before the team even takes the ice.
It is one of the coolest things you've ever seen. Is it like a 3D projection show or something like that, or no?
It's live.
Oh, it's like Cirque du Soleil.
Yes.
Wow.
Before every home game.
Yeah.
That's like,
cool. Did they win a championship recently too?
No, they made to the finals.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that's like, that justifies having a
how would you have a parade in Vegas? Right?
I'd go.
You close down the strip for a day. I'm sure everyone would be thrilled with that. You just go down the strip, right?
Oh my God. It was my first time in Vegas when I realized that right across the street is still a long walk.
Yeah. Well, you know what's crazy about
You
it?
can
I
see
see what you guys are talking about. I've never gone to Vegas.
you can see where you're going, but you're like a little bug.
No, but
And you're walking, you're like, oh my God.
But do you remember, like, I feel like years ago, you used to actually be able to walk down the street. Now they have those, like, you have to go through those walkways where you have to go into all the hotel. I think they did that on purpose so you spend money. Because, like, I can remember, like, 15 years ago, you could just walk down the street. You can't walk down the street anymore. You have to go through those tunnels and stuff so it takes an hour and a half to walk 3 blocks.
Yes, it is crazy. You can't, like, you used to be able to go down the strip, and if you wanted to take a cab or something, you just hail a little cab or whatever.
Yeah.
Now you got to go to the cab area, which is behind the casino, which is a block and a half. like yeah.
Anything else, Marcos?
Indeed, the Miami Heat are also back in action. We talked about Dwayne Dedmon in the last segment, receiving his 1-game suspension, so they will be without him tonight.
What was it that he actually threw? Was it like a massager or something?
A massage gun, a Theragun.
I didn't even know that there was such a thing as a massage gun.
Really?
How do you shoot a massage? Like what is?
No, it's like
one of those things. I had
with
to
the
Google
ball
this,
on the end.
Oh, okay. I've got one of those at home. Yeah.
Get out.
What?
You have one?
You have one and you don't know what it is?
I've got like the shiatsu thing. Like when you put
Wait.
it like
minus 30.
Yeah, can I just tell you?
30.
I didn't know it was called a gun.
The only thing missing right now is one of those little wall workout units. Because if you say I have a Theragun and didn't know what it was, then all you need now is what do you call that? A Peloton bike and one of those little wall workout units, because you ain't doing nothing. Right.
No.
Those Theraguns aren't cheap though, man. Those
No.
are like
That's not what I have. I have
the
like
little one.
No, I've got the little thing like from like the Sharper Image where you like you press it against your back and then it starts massaging like it's it's
What?
like pressure sensitive.
What is that, like $19? I know it's not.
Yeah,
the
it's not the same thing. Yeah, it's not the same thing.
You got a Christmas gift.
Yeah, it was probably on sale.
This thing right here, the one I have,
Yeah.
like it'll shake some stuff now. You like you had it like a jackhammer. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the Theragun.
Yeah.
No, that's not what I have. Yeah.
We know. We figured that out.
We figured it out.
No.
I think I bought mine on Sky Mall.
We did. You did not have to tell us that you didn't have one of those. When you start talking about you mash it on your back and it just starts rub, we knew you didn't have one. Oh God. Hey, I'm surprised. We've been on the show with Dono for 20 minutes, and you know what? He hasn't even talked about recruiting yet.
Oh, there's some crazy stuff going on.
Time for that. We need to
There's
go
some
to
crazy
break.
stuff. You see what's going on? You see what's going on with the Gators and Jaden Rashada? Have you seen that?
Oh no, I haven't actually.
Bro, I know Marcos loves Rashada. So remember, he committed to Miami. He flipped to Florida. Now he's not. He signed his letter with Florida. Now he's not enrolling at Florida because they botched his NIL deal. So he's like holding out. Crazy.
Oh, you think there's a chance, is what you're saying?
I don't think he's coming back to Miami, but he's probably going to end up at Oregon or Colorado, I think.
Colorado? You think he's going to go against Deion's son or something like that, right?
Well, Deion's son, I think, has 1-2 years left.
I gotcha. So he's going to go for the backup. Makes sense.
Go for the
How
back
good is
nine.
Deion's son? Because I saw him play and I was like,
I never watched him. I didn't watch a second of Jackson State last year. I know they won 12 games. Did not watch a
they
second.
lost the championship.
Right. Yeah.
And the guy the coach on the other team. See, because when you have black schools, there's some trash being talked after the game. And he said, give me that NIL. Which is hilarious.
Oh, it's awesome.
Uh,
So yeah, there's definitely some
we take
stuff
a break
going
or
on.
we just go out.
No, those complete your headline.
Okay. So we will take a break. Do we want to talk more about massage guns or maybe some more Dolphins Bills on the other side?
We have Dolphins Bills, but I also have a mixed bag for you guys. We can
Let's
do,
do a mixed bag.
Ooh, let's do that.
Mixed bag?
Yes.
Let's do mixed bag.
Let's do it.
I'm just along for the ride, fellas. You guys just drive me whatever direction you want to drive me in. So Tobin, by the way, people ask what happened to the show pony. He's at some corporate meeting. He's gonna be back around noon, noon, 12:15, something like that.
You know damn well, Dono, those meetings are gonna last forever, and we're
So I'm
gonna
gonna be here
come
till
in
2.
and we're gonna ask Tobin. Hey, we say, hey Tobin, what did y'all? I don't know. I went to one. We almost all got fired.
Almost. How do you almost get fired? You either get fired or you don't.
Because the lady next to me was giving came from New York. She was giving a presentation, and she said "Z Googles," and I looked at Beast. Beast looked at me. Tobin looked at us, and I was standing going, the quiet laugh.
Z Googles.
So I thought that was our last day because I couldn't stop. I was like, and so Tobin and Beast, they just went like this. But then,
man.
Tobin doesn't stop. So Tobin kept going. And stared. Oh.
Z Googles. We will continue. Tobin and Leroy show here on AM 560 Sports WQAM. So people asking on the text line and on the YouTube and Twitch chat, no, I'm not the new Tobin. I'm just Tobin for about another half hour. He's down in a corporate meeting somewhere. They're probably discussing the excellent work that Jay Fig and Marcos have been doing on this program and why you two both deserve promotions and a lot more money, I'm sure. And of course, Leroy probably deserves more money as well. You do a bang up job. I deserve less money for everything I do.
Can I just tell you, they're talking about a lot of things around there, down there. I can pretty much guarantee they ain't talking about paying folks more money.
They're actually watching us right now.
I can guarantee that.
Maybe they're in the chat. Hello, guys, at the meeting. I hope everything's well.
Hello.
Love you. Hello.
Maybe it's like a psychological experiment where like they just want to like watch what happens on the show when Tobin's not here, and it evolves into total chaos when I'm here with you guys. So
it's actually more chaos when he's here.
That's true.
Really? Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Come on.
Was it? Yeah, it was yesterday, right?
Yesterday was just.
was
Oh
rough.
my God, he was in rare form.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
he was in rare form yesterday.
So what is this mixed bag, Marcos? What is this you talk about?
So this mixed bag that I have here will be a mixed bag of various audio clips I will play and get your reaction to, all of your reactions to, because this is riveting stuff that I have here, Dono. Thank you for asking. We're gonna start.
You're welcome. Seemed a little passive aggressive, whatever you just did.
I'm very tired.
Yeah, what time did it end last night, Marcos?
The show ended at around 11:30, but helping out with breaking down of, whatever equipment props, and then, payout, I gotta wait for the money.
Yeah, I know how that goes.
Payout takes a very long time.
So that took some time. Then I had to drop off a cameraman in Sunrise. Bless you, Leroy.
Thanks.
You giving people rides?
Yeah, the cameraman, it kind of takes off the price of the footage at the end if you pick up the cameraman and drop him off. Yeah, for sure. That's coming out of my
what kind of a scam is he running?
It's gonna be good.
I feel like I know exactly who you're talking
What is he using? Is he using like a Polaroid camera?
No,
like
crazy.
What guy is filming something and need a ride?
Well, we got a Kodak disposable camera, so once he gets done with this camera, we got to develop them at Eckerd's.
They actually went there before he dropped them off.
Remember the photo huts?
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah.
Process 1 hour photo.
I never met a friendly person that worked in that hut by himself.
Oh, they all hated their lives. Yeah,
because they used to just put them like in parking lots where there's a grocery store, and it was just the person just be sitting in there.
I don't know. I kind of feel for them though. Imagine the things they saw in those pictures.
They're not looking at the pictures; they send them away.
Yeah, that's what they tell you.
Oh.
So you ready for the mixed bag, everyone?
I've been.
Yes. Let's do this.
Are you guys familiar with Remember the Titans?
Yes.
Yeah, with Denzel Washington, with the white dude,
Sunshine,
Alabama. It was good football. Good football movie.
Yep.
True story. I love the true stories.
Well, one of the stars of that, Mr. Wood Harris, he was, I'm not sure if you remember the character. I don't know if he was left side or strong side. Who cares? Either way, he listed his top 4 football movies of all time. I'm going to play his list so you can get a review of a few movies you may have forgotten about. But then I'm going to ask you guys your top 4 football movies of all time. So begin preparing your
I'm going to have to say Remember the Titans.
Do you think that's number 1?
Any given Sunday. Well, I don't know the order, but any given Sunday, Remember the Titans. Was it Rudy?
Rudy
was amazing.
Amazing.
Turn it off.
Blindside.
Thumbs down on Rudy.
Blindside. Yeah, we still doing.
We're still doing that.
Why didn't we do that? Give me one of them.
Waterboy.
I take Waterboy.
Invincible.
We go Waterboy.
Notice she naming all white movies.
Why you didn't
Is
like?
that what's going on?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me give you the list right now.
All right, let's hear it.
Remember the Titans.
That's in mine as well.
We Are Marshall.
Never saw it.
Wait, is that with
Matthew McConaughey?
Matthew McConaughey, yeah.
True story.
Yep.
Let's go with Brian's song.
Oh,
and not the remake.
It's got to be the original.
Billy D. And James Caan.
So
and he rest in peace, James Caan.
Forrest Gump.
No.
The Game Plan.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah, Forrest Gump. The Game Plan's a good one. Hey, the Game Plan's a good one.
Hold on. And I just finished watching the end of one. and I forgot the name of
Bring it on.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's a football adjacent
But
movie.
here's what I would say.
The drumline count.
No, most of my football movies are centered around real events, like real things. So Remember the Titans was based on a true story. We Are Marshall.
Longest yard.
Was Air Bud? Was that football or baseball? Air
He
Bud.
did
Remember Air Bud?
He did do a football
Lord.
one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Really? So a dog.
Someone said bend it like Beckham.
Proper football movie.
I thought we were
The Replacements.
The Tooth Fairy?
No.
I like The Replacements.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Yeah.
Any given Sunday.
Any given Sunday. Yes,
No,
I got
not.
any given Sunday. The Replacements.
Draft Day. No.
I love Draft Day.
No one loves Draft
They
Day.
made me watch Draft
Loved
Day.
it.
So
It's stupid.
Okay, but
Kevin
why
Costner
no-
would never work for the
Why
Browns.
no Any Given Sunday though? Jamie Foxx, Cameron
liked Any Given
Diaz,
Sunday.
Al
Because the
Pacino.
movie
It was
was
in Miami.
loose.
Lawrence
it was
Taylor.
loosely like that's not real football.
Come on.
how do you feel about The Blind Side?
Yeah, how do you feel
Did
about
that
I
get
never
you right
saw
in the
it.
feels?
Yeah.
Because I hurt.
Michael Orr.
Yes.
I liked the movie and I liked the story until he said it wasn't very accurate.
And it's funny. That's why I never watched it, because I didn't see it in theaters, and then I saw Michael Orr said he didn't like the movie because he didn't feel it was accurate. So I'm like, if they're gonna do a quote unquote true story, and the story is
but you
about a
have
guy
to-
who didn't like the movie, why would I watch the movie?
But Dono, you have to make it
know that.
entertaining.
What?
And so you have to make it entertaining. And that's why they always say it is based on a true story. They never say it's a true story. You see what I mean? So from that standpoint, yes. But I'm trying to think of my other movie.
Is Ace Ventura? Blue Mountain State was a show though, not a movie.
But here's
They
the
actually
deal.
made a movie.
Here's the deal.
They did?
I can give you Tobin's top 5. 4. Waterboy, Forrest Gump, Any Given Sunday.
Remind me, how is Forrest Gump a football movie? What am I missing here?
Football.
They did? I don't even remember.
But I'm just saying, I'm speaking on behalf of Tobin.
Okay.
The Replacements is definitely gonna be in there.
Got it.
Like just all of the ridiculousness.
Jerry Maguire.
Oh, show me the money.
Oh, what about Ace Ventura? Is that a football movie?
Oh, that's got to be Ray Finkel. Laces out.
Yeah.
Wow.
You guys have taken a topic.
This has gone off the rails.
Butchered it.
You got any more sound to play out of the mix bag?
Yes, indeed. We got some more audio here in the mix bag. I think, are we up against it already? I feel I got one more, right?
Give me one more.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I'm gonna ask you a quick question. You guys can just fire out. You know, I've hosted.
Who in the hell left the gate open?
Huh. Okay, well that's a good question, but I pose another one for you. Who's most likely in the Miami Dolphins facility? You think is of the players most likely late to practice? Who is most likely late to practice?
Gosh,
I'll give you a hint. He's a defender.
X.
So he's late to practice today?
No, like at all times.
Oh,
Like
X.
liable. You say X. J Fig. Any guesses?
Or if you're asking like that, I would say no. It wouldn't be Christian Wilkins.
No.
I would say Noah Igbenogany because he's always late on the field.
yeah. I'm gonna go with Noah.
He doesn't seem to practice a lot. All right, I'm asking.
I'm gonna go with Bradley Chubb because he just,
Bradley
he's
Chubb?
just like stealing money.
Okay, no, that's fair. That's a fair assessment.
Stick
J
'em
Fig,
up.
did you give one?
No, but I'll go with Alex Dono.
Alex Dono.
Alex
is a-
Dono.
Okay, that's pretty good.
I meant his choice.
Oh, okay.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, okay.
The English language is eluding you today. I did the same thing earlier. I think it's a J Fig thing.
No,
Yeah, it
She
is.
said
no. Oh, you know what? Let's move on.
All right, who is most likely to be active on TikTok? Most active on TikTok in the Dolphins.
Christian Wilkins.
Yeah.
Solid.
I
I'd say
agree with that.
Tyreek. I don't know if I had to guess. I'd say Tyreek.
Oh, that's a, well. Because, you know what? I was
But I
thinking
don't-
defensive players because you were talking defensive.
Yeah.
players before. I go Tyreek for all.
I go
Dolphins.
Tyreek.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's one more question I'm going to ask, and then I'm going to continue to play it. Who is most likely to have the aux cord on a long trip? Most
The
likely
what?
to play music for the whole team.
The auxiliary cord. I didn't get that.
It's second.
I
I would say
I'm gonna go-
Christian Wilkins or it's got to be somebody that has a little pull. So maybe Tyreek again.
I'm gonna go Tyreek again.
Yeah, I would say
yeah.
Tyreek.
He controls the ping pong table. I bet he controls the music as well.
Right.
Now here's Bradley Chubb answering Dolphin related questions, including the ones that I just asked you.
I have no idea what his voice sounds like.
Good. This would be an opportunity to hear from the man who's stealing our money currently. Bradley Chubb, let's hear what he has to say.
Who is most likely to show up late to practice? Melvin Ingram?
I was gonna say Fargo, man. I was gonna say Melvin. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Most likely to spend 5 hours on TikTok?
Brandon Jones. Man, that boy, he stay on TikTok. Every day I get on there, he got 2 new videos, 3 new videos up.
Most likely to be king of the ox cord on a road trip?
That might be me, yeah. Because I feel like we ain't had nobody really take charge of the ox in the locker room. Playing hits, but it ain't nobody like really taking charge of it.
Most likely to eat the cleanest?
Probably Jalen Phillips. Dude look like an action figure.
Most likely to eat the most at a team dinner?
John Jenkins. I'm just saying that because my dog big, man. You know what I'm saying? He's in the
He gonna
middle,
come ask you about that tomorrow. So who's the most
he might
likely
not
to
even eat that much, but I know he a big dude, so I'm gonna just give it to him.
Who's most likely to pick up the tab?
Now it's me, bro.
Go ahead, show some love, man.
He better be picking up the tab.
Everybody seeing and stuff like that.
Most likely to star in the movie?
To Tyreek. They're the stars, man. They do everything they need to be done on the field. Their acting skills probably A1, so I give it to one of them boys for sure.
Most likely to finish a 1,000-piece puzzle?
Yeah, I say Connor Williams. I don't even know if he could, but his locker right next to mine, so I'm gonna say him.
Most likely to have the best cologne?
Probably my dog Fargo again, Mel again. You know what I'm saying? He gonna stay with all the latest, you know what I mean? So he probably gonna smell the best too.
I love how it was like a rapid fire. Like he was not thinking. He was just
For
like,
sure.
"Pop, pop, pop."
I think he named the guy next to his locker a couple times too.
Yeah.
Well, and Melvin Ingram is a repeat offender.
Fargo.
Like,
Looks like he doesn't rush.
who eat the
anywhere.
most? Mel. Who's probably gonna show up late? Mel. Who smelled the nice? Mel. I'm like, wow.
Well, I mean, if you're going to show up late, you might as well smell nice.
Usually, and I'm gonna just throw this out there. I don't know how you familiar with the human person, but I'm gonna say this. Usually the guy that eats the most does not smell the best.
Human person? Seems like the English language is also getting to you.
What do you mean?
Leroy.
Oh,
What do you say?
man.
The way you
Yeah,
said
human
that. Why
person?
did the lights just dim in here?
Words means words. I'm glad that now that Tobin's not here, you guys could look at you. Look at you too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any
Wait,
update? Is there
I
any
forget
update on
this one.
Tobin's meeting?
Hey, let's not forget everything.
So that was Marcos's
No, I
mixed
wanna
bag.
see everything.
We will wrap
That
up
was on me.
our Tua when we come back here. Tobin and Leroy show. Dono filling in for Tobin for like another 15 minutes. We'll see how that meeting is going with the suits downstairs. Back here on AM 560 Sports WQAM.
What do you think of this, Donna? It's your speed.
It makes my head move involuntarily, so I'm gonna say it's my speed because anyone who's watching the video feed, you see I couldn't keep my head from moving, so I will take it. What is that you were playing? Some kind of a remix?
I don't know. Sam Smith, Unholy. They heard this on TikTok or anywhere?
I've literally never been on TikTok.
All right, it's all right. That's where all the kids are, Dino. You gotta do what all the kids are doing, man.
Why would any of the kids want me where they are? Like TikTok is a better place without me on it. The second, if I were to get on TikTok, they would move on to the next thing. They'd be like, Dono's here, party's over.
Let's go through the demographics of social media real quick. Age groups. Facebook, what are you saying? I'm saying on Facebook, if you're on Facebook, like active on Facebook, I'd say 27 to 75. But
it might be more like 57 to 75. Like I'm on Facebook. I only use it to promote content that I make. I don't really actually like spend time on there seeing what people are doing. And I feel like most of the people I know who are active on Facebook are like parents and aunts and uncles of mine. So I'm gonna say, very old demographic there. What about Twitter? What do you say for Twitter? Because that's where I spend more time on Twitter than I do real life. Like I'm way too much on Twitter.
That's the one where I'm kind of like, I don't know, that demographic I'm not too sure about. Facebook, definitely old people.
I think Twitter is like a really wide range because
that one's a mixed bag.
Twitter's the best place to get breaking news. Like I just think that's like when something happens, that's the best place to see it immediately. So it kind of transcends the demographic.
Yeah. Wait, J-Fig, why'd you come back facetiously smiling?
No, because no.
Okay. It looked like she wanted to come back first to say
no.
Okay.
I have a rule.
Okay.
And she looked at me,
mocked
me,
wow,
and abandoned the rule.
Okay, what does she mock you about? Where did this rule?
No running in the hallways.
No running in the hall. Oh, okay, so she like just ran.
That's your rule, Leroy?
Well, I think that's a specific rule because I don't think he minds if I run in the hallway. Do you care if I run in the hallway?
No.
Didn't
well,
think
because I mean, you might have some of the same issues, but it's for different reasons.
True. This is true. So you know what? No running in the hallway. I agree with Leroy. Probably best if all of us just don't run in the hallway.
But then she mocks me. She goes, "I'm gonna run to the studio."
So he was helping me with the coffee machine. Because it wasn't working once again.
Okay.
And then
you guys fix it.
I was like, "Oh, I think we should go back. I'm pretty sure the segment started."
Yeah.
And he's like, "You're late." And I was like, "Nope, you're late." So I started running.
So you raced?
No, we didn't race. I didn't run.
Not
running.
Nah. Leroy only
I
runs.
didn't run.
Can I just tell you?
Jogged.
I quit running when I stopped getting a check.
Yeah, well, and I was about to say that, Leroy. Like, why would you want to run when you used to get paid to run? Why would you want to run for free? It's like one of these things where, like, a lot of people will like ask me to like start like a new podcast with them, but it's like, well, what and I'll go on people's shows as guests and stuff. But it's like, well, why would I want to start a new podcast with you when, like, I get paid to talk? I don't even talk to my wife at home because I'm like, it's going to be, you got to pay me for these words, honey.
Wow.
Donna.
Yeah.
No. When I get, my wife says, "Could you please be quiet?" I'm like, man. I'm like, all right.
With that being said, Red Hot Hoops. Make sure you catch that podcast from Dono in Hollywood and myself.
And you. Are we taping today, by the way, Red Hot Hoops?
I think so. The Hollywood.
How do you not know if you're taping your own?
Will you look at this?
Pretty willy-nilly, I'm not gonna lie to you.
What's going on?
Text message.
Just read that top thing.
Leroy that means that there must be.
It's off. It's off.
Okay. Nope, I don't have anything. Hey, no text from me, huh? No text. Donald, did you get a text?
I don't know.
No one. I guess it's only Leroy.
No, I didn't get a text.
Is it
not from any of you?
Is it an update from Tobin in the meeting? Is he okay? Is he alive?
My daughter just sent me a mass text.
Yeah.
To support her fundraising campaign.
What?
In the JROTC.
Oh, nice. What does she have?
It's a good cause. I
Who
think.
cares? I'm daddy. She lives with me. I don't need a
I
text.
just love how she was very formal about it. Hey, it's Rebecca.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey there. Hi there. It's Rebecca Horton. Please support our fundraising camp. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm daddy.
Gotta keep it professional, dude.
Daddy been supporting you since birth. Will you stop now?
Sir.
What?
That's beautiful.
I'm obligated by law.
I love
Yeah.
And I don't even I remember when I was a kid, I couldn't wait to have kids just for the free labor purposes. And now kids don't operate like that. I feel cheated.
Kids have like unionized now. They're asking for like my son's 4. He asked for an NIL deal already. and I'm not even joking.
He's like,
I'm not even
he's
joking.
like,
So
I'm not picking up those toys. NIL.
yeah, no. So I don't think he knows the actual term NIL, but my 4-year-old, he's obsessed with football. Like he even has I got him like pads, a kid's Dolphins jersey, and a helmet, and like he'll play with me, just like run around in the backyard. And then a couple weeks ago, he says to me, he's like, "Wait, people get paid to play football, right?" And I'm like, "Well, yes, professionals do." He's like, "You should start paying me when we play football together." He's asking for deals already. This
asking
kid
for money already?
Yeah, he's 4. He's asking for
Mark
money.
Cookie.
It's a little Leroy.
Yeah.
He only plays football
LL.
for money now. Well, I mean, gotta start forking over that cash, Dono.
You know what? It's the hustle. Respect it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Respect the hustle at
Respect
4.
the hustle
Gotta
at
do what you
4.
gotta do.
Yeah.
All right.
Back then, you used to do lemonade stands, right?
No, we ain't have
from what I
hey,
heard. I don't
by
know.
the way,
I never did them, but
we didn't have lemonade stands in the hood.
No.
Because you putting a bucket full of money and some lemonade, chances are more likely you're gonna get jacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably had a liquor stand, not a.
What?
Look
A
who's
liquor
back,
stand?
everyone! That was Tobin who popped his head in. Which means that
You guys are kicking me to the curb?
he still
No,
has
you
a
can.
job
You
for
can
now. No, we're good,
stay.
Dono. We got
Oh, let
4
me-
more minutes.
Hello.
Okay.
Let's run it till
Aren't
12.
you guys, what did you take a hatchet to the clock? What's going
No,
on?
we're good.
Yeah,
This is good, dude.
I love how Marcos
Hey,
produces
we had
the
like
show.
we had
He
like
said
1
4 more
3-minute
minutes.
break since you've been gone.
Marcos produces the show. Said we have 4 more minutes. We should already be a break.
Yeah.
Marcos, so you taking one commercial break?
So those are your headlines. All right, those are your headlines. And-
Well,
Nah,
Tobin,
Hey, wait a minute! Don't act like you're much better.
What did I do?
Exactly.
What do you guys
Slept
talking about?
for an
You guys
hour.
talking about anything fun?
Yeah,
better
man.
than my last hour.
Oh, I got a question for you. Let's
wasn't
see if
much
we can
better.
get these answers correctly. Who do you think shows up late to Dolphins practice all the time? Defensive player.
Who shows up late to Dolphins practice every time?
Yeah.
Or who's most likely?
Most likely.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Bradley Chubb.
Melvin Ingram.
what I said.
Yeah.
You said Bradley Chubb?
You
Yeah.
said Bradley Chubb.
Why do you think Melvin Ingram?
No, that's what Bradley Chubb said.
That's what Bradley Chubb said.
Bradley Chubb said he's late all the time?
No,
Yep.
Melvin Ingram is.
He said,
He said who said they asked him this question.
okay,
He said Melvin Ingram.
I could see it.
Yep. Most likely to pick up a check. Bradley Chubb nominated himself. He said he's the one picking up the check
Should
now.
ain't better.
That's the same thing.
Picking up
Dono
something.
said.
He ain't picking up sacks.
We're giving up the same. We're giving. I feel like I must have done an okay job replacing
it.
Tobin
Yeah.
for an
Yeah.
hour because
On-
we're giving
on
all the same
TikTok?
answers.
TikTok,
I like it,
yeah.
Dono. I
Who do
like
You
it.
won't get this one. Who's on TikTok?
Who's the biggest TikTok?
On defense?
No, on the team.
Just on the team in general, yeah.
I'm
Most
going,
active
I'm
on
going
TikTok.
either Javon Holland or Jalen Waddle.
Nope.
We said Tyreek, but it was actually Brandon Jones. Said that he spends
I could see
5
that
hours
too.
a day.
He does
Really?
love. He loves Twitter too. Yeah, he's a big social media guy.
Didn't know that.
Big
Didn't know
social
that.
media. Where are you guys getting these answers, by the way?
We did a mixed bag, and one of those things was Bradley Chubb just riffing, just
all
dishing
right.
on the Dolphins there.
So, in all seriousness, like, are we back for the
Oh, we're good,
12
yeah.
o'clock hour? What are we doing?
We're
I
gonna
don't-
take
Yeah.
We
we're
haven't
about
left
to
yet.
Take a break.
Okay,
and
let's take a
that'll be our
break.
last break. And yeah, we did it.
Donald's actually trying to question if he's going to be back.
Do you want to come back, Nano?
I kind of. I mean, no disrespect, but I kind of don't because I do have some stuff.
Well, we love you, buddy. Thank
He's out here taking
I wasn't supposed to be here today. I wasn't supposed to be here today.
I
I'm
appreciate
sorry.
Thank you,
I said
Great
no
team.
disrespect. I prefaced it with no
That-
disrespect.
I love you coming
But
for the
buckle
answer, by the
up
way.
just in case.
Okay.
All right, we're back after this.
Panthers take a 5-4 lead on the power play.
Slide run down on I got time for
Doug Clegg is on the call there. Panthers Radio Network, of course, your flagship here, 560 WQAM. Let's get some cat talk here, brought to you by our friends at Celsius. You know we love Celsius over here, all right? So Celsius is the official energy drink of your Florida Panthers. Don't sit this one out. When it's game time, make Celsius a part of your play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of the Florida Panthers. Panthers are back on the ice tonight, Leroy. 10 o'clock.
Oh, boy.
From Vegas.
Let me ask you a question. What are the chances of me catching that puppy?
It's pretty late.
Yeah, but I got to come into work tomorrow.
Yeah. What? What do you mean you got to come into work tomorrow?
I got to come here tomorrow.
Why's that?
Because I got a dentist appointment.
Oh.
Around the corner.
Here?
My dentist is on what's that street that when you get to the interchange, you go towards the beach?
79.
No.
Talking about Biscayne or something? No, I don't know.
It's like
25th?
No. You know when you go to the
Oh, he's on Dixie?
interchange?
Leroy,
The interchange.
Your dentist is in Little Haiti?
You can go towards the beach.
Uh-huh.
You can take 826 the other way, or you can go 441 or so I go towards the beach. That's right there.
North Miami, 163rd.
Yeah, right around there.
Yeah, I think my mom's dentist is the Panthers' official dentist, which I would
Really?
Which one has to
Where
think?
it's-
Which
he
one has to think?
he works with a lot of teeth.
That's got to be busy work,
It's gotta
right?
be busy work.
I mean, could you imagine how many teeth are in the Zamboni?
Oh my God.
Ew,
He's
you know,
right though.
that
He's
would
right.
be- I didn't want to picture.
He's right.
What are you talking about? Like, come on.
I can't remember if it's my mom's eye doctor or her dentist is the Panthers' official
Wait, doesn't
something.
she live up north?
She lives in Broward.
Okay.
She lives in Broward.
Okay. You're the only one that lives
Oh yeah, way up,
way up.
way on up. But being the Panthers' official dentist, that's good work. Like that's like the busiest work there is. I guess unless you were like in the Heat's official dentist, like during the Goran Dragic, Tyler Hero days, Tyler Johnson days.
Wait, that's the equivalent to being a makeup artist at a strip club?
Pretty much.
I thought they did their own work.
I think they could. I don't know. I don't know how it works. What's that show that I like? That's on Stars.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking
What the hell's
about.
that show called?
Showgirls?
The Memphis strip club show?
It's in Mississippi.
Mississippi.
What the hell is that show called?
Damn, I know what you're talking
about. And they have the lady has like in the back, like they show her business of selling the lingerie.
P Valley.
P Valley.
Yeah.
Love that show.
I know you do.
You
I don't know
watch so
why.
much reality TV.
It's not
No,
reality.
no,
it's
no,
a it's
it's
a
not.
it's a
Yeah.
drama.
It is a drama.
It is dramatic.
Mississippi strip club, huh?
I gotta tell you, P
A
Valley.
Mississippi strip club?
Let me tell you something about P
Mississippi
Valley.
strip
P Valley.
Yeah.
The end of P Valley this season
Yep.
was the most mad I ever was at a television show.
Wow.
Because like you ever root for somebody and
Yeah.
you're like, finally, they're gonna get something good happening for them.
What about David?
And the exact
You know they have their own show now.
I know.
What?
We were just talking about that. My
Makes
wife and I,
no
we were on
sense.
Hulu. We were watching Davide and Ekin Sue returning home, and I'm like, really? These two? Enough of
Are
them.
they from the same place?
No, one's from
No.
Italy and one's from Turkey.
Yeah.
Did you see it? I haven't seen it.
No, I'm not watching that. Yeah, I hated them on the show. I was done with them as it was, and they won the show.
And now they're a couple goals, like people say.
Their couple goals. You're dead to me. Dead to me. You rat fiend.
Here's the problem. Are they together now because they like the money?
That's a good question.
You know what I'm
Like
saying?
a celebrity,
always gonna be
like,
the mind,
like a
but-
celebrity reality couple.
Yeah, because guess what? Do they have a show if they're not together?
Because you know what he said to her? He said, "You are a fake, dead to me." And then all of a sudden, she's not dead to you anymore. What happened? When we play dead to
You know
me,
what?
that means dead to me.
Because he saw some dollar bills strapped to her.
Well, you know what? Like Love is Blind, the show.
Mm-hmm.
People will stay together. If they end up together, they'll stay together till they're
Get the money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then like a year later, like, oh, well, we broke up.
The only people I've ever seen truly in love are Tommy Fury and Molly May. That's it.
Yeah,
That's
Still going,
it.
huh?
Still going.
they're about to have a baby too.
And she's probably like,
Whoa.
"Hey, dummy, why are you dropping this Jake Paul bag,
Yeah, no.
idiot?"
It's dropped. It's gone.
Apparently, it's not.
What?
Yeah, they might fight again.
What was it? There was
Again?
another guy.
Nope, not anymore. Not anymore. So we'll see. Anyway, that's cat talk. Panthers tonight in action, 10 o'clock against the Vegas Golden Knights. I would guess Spencer Knight's going to be in that tonight, but it's on the West Coast, so I don't know if that's out yet. But anyway, cat talk brought to you by our friends at Celsius. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out when it's game time. Make Celsius a part of your play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of the Florida Panthers. Meanwhile, the Heat's back on the hardwood tonight against the Milwaukee Bucks. Let's get some headlines here, which are brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Heat, Bucks. Little 2-game action here, a little 2-game set. First game tonight, 7:30, 6:15 preheat with Alejandro Solana, who's currently wearing a suit. I don't know why I pointed there. He's not there yet. I think he's still stuck in the meeting.
Wait. Whoa. He
Why is he wearing a suit?
Because he's doing the Heat game. He's suited him, but you can't get outdressed by Tommy Tig.
Oh, but that guy's.
I mean, we're all.
But like, why would you do?
We're all gonna get outdressed by Jason Jackson. That's just how it works. You just gotta. You're. Well, listen. When you go to the Heat games, you're playing for number 2 because Jason Jackson's got number 1 locked up. He's like Georgia right now. You can't touch him.
Yeah.
Jason Jackson beats you in fashion at Heat games, 65-7 every game.
Here's the funny thing about it. He was telling a story of how he took one of the little scooters to the.
I've seen it.
What?
It's very efficient.
Where's he parking then? Is he parking?
No, those things when those things are done, you can just leave it there.
I understand it. Parking is a pain in the ass around the arena.
Yeah, but
he's Jason Jackson.
He's Jason Jackson.
Like,
he's not. Nothing about him says petite.
Listen, I don't know what to tell you.
Gets it done.
Gets it done.
Nice.
No, but I'm just saying that's what makes it like wow.
I think Mike Inglis used to do the same thing.
Oh yeah,
to Naples.
Oh my.
Wait, didn't Jack Ramsey used to drive over from Naples every home game?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. Every home Heat game.
He'd get on the expressway and he'd go, Gator! Gator! That's a point. Come on. That's a good Heat fan joke. That's something they had no point for that.
It's a deep cut. I'll give it to you.
Point for Tobin!
The Canes, shout out to them. They took out Boston College yesterday, 88-72. Isaiah Wong, 22 points. He led the Canes in scoring. Jordan Miller, 19.6 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, 1 block. Boom, boom, boom. And there we go. That's your headlines. That is your headlines. We'll take a quick break. Fred Taylor's going to join us on the show this hour, so we'll talk some.
No.
What? What?
We're having Fred on for one reason.
What do you mean?
You will answer for your.
I'm not going to. No. Come on. You're not going to bring this up. You're not going to bring it up.
I'm not going to let you do what you did with Kyle Lowry.
Yeah.
Throw the scent.
He threw some golf out there. Me and Kyle Lowry had a 10-minute conversation about golf.
Yeah.
And he didn't have to answer for his crimes.
Break his legs.
But now,
is that too much?
We'll be the first topic.
Don't I already have a sentence? I thought I had a sentence that was coming.
Yeah, no, it is.
It's
still
coming.
Oh, it's still coming.
Oh,
We're excited.
I don't like you guys plotting against me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a fan of this.
what do you think is going to happen? You take an hour off.
It's a fair point. We'll take a break. Back after this.
¿Viene? No está fácil. No está fácil, ¿no? Ya. Hey. Yo quiero bailar, tú quieres sudar y pegarte a mí. El cuerpo no
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin Leroy.
I got to tell you, these get the hips going. Bam, 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 bam.
Feels like when I
bam.
want to get out of an opinion.
Your hips?
No, not mine. I am amazed when this song would kick off in the club. Ooh, goodness.
You got the Goosies?
No, all the Latinos going to like, oh, this is my jam. Bang,
You
bang,
see everybody
bang.
run to the dance floor.
Yep, popping it. Bam, bam, bam.
I'll
Yep.
tell you, there's nothing quite when that Bad Bunny hits the Heat games. People go, gets the people going.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It does, dude. Man. Texter writes in Cleveland Browns interviewing Brian Flores for defensive coordinator jobs.
Yes. Here's what I want.
What? He wants to
That defense needs an attitude adjustment.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Brian Flores is an attitude adjustment.
Sure.
How we're going to do things, the demands of doing the right thing, and the scheme in which we're going to do it. Those are the three things that Brian Flores does that will help that defense, who is more talented than they have performed this year.
Myles Garrett, you think he can do something with that?
Yeah.
Make something work there?
The thing I like about Brian Flores will hold every player accountable.
Look, writing's on the wall. And good for him. Good for him. You know what? He got snaked. All right. It's time for him to do some snaking.
Mm-hmm.
You go in there, you infiltrate. All right. And then he tells Deshaun Watson, they get off to like a 2-2 start. Hey, Deshaun. By the way, they've invested all this money in. Basically get whatever he wants. Goes to the owners. Man, Brian, we're just not off to the start we want. He goes, I know. You know what you should do? Make a stink. He tells
I'm looking at what I'm seeing on the screen right now is asinine.
Colin Cowherd's face?
No, that I wasn't looking at his face. I was reading about him.
What are you reading? You're reading about the Cardinals?
Owner Bidwell wants input from Kyler on next head coach.
Oh, so he wants a coach that'll game with him. Play some Call of Duty.
But here's the problem. If you're not there during the whole process, your input means nothing. You see what I mean? So if you're not sitting in that meeting that says what your plans are.
Yeah, that's exactly how Mike McDaniel got the gig.
Right.
He said what his plans would be with Tua.
Exactly. But Tua didn't have necessarily a say-so in it.
Not that I'm aware of.
Sometimes a player cannot determine what is the best way for him to be successful. He just doesn't know. He is not smart enough.
Yeah.
Okay? So I'm not going to have a young quarterback making decisions on who he feels the best coach for him is going to be. I have to make that decision as a GM and an owner and trust that the coach knows what's best for the player.
Odd that Cliff Kingsbury. Look, it's that marriage didn't work with them. I get that they were disappointed this year, so they're going to make a change. But Cliff Kingsbury is the guy, who said Kyler Murray, I would take him number 1 overall. He's that's why the whole thing kind of came together.
Yeah,
and they were rats off a ship on Rosen. So pretty wild.
Yeah, but I don't want Kyler Murray because he's proven that he's not mature enough to make a good decision. He's going to make a feel-good decision. Not a decision that's going to bring the most out of him. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, he wants easy street. Sometimes you need a coach to be a little rough.
Well, speaking of rough, I feel like Leroy's going to be rough on me next segment. You don't have to bring up anything, dude. You don't have to.
What?
Bring
we
it up.
Just move on.
Oh no,
we don't have to bring up anything.
No.
Fred Taylor from the Pivot Podcast, Jaguars legend. He joins us next.
Come on. Do it, baby. Take it, baby. Do it, baby. Take it, baby. Do it, baby. Take it, baby. I'm living my best life.
I see what you're doing.
Oh, you think that I'm playing a song to
You're playing a little Duval
to cater to our guest? You think that's what I'm doing?
I don't think is our guest here yet?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. So you didn't get to hear
Oh,
you.
wait.
Whoa, I'm giving it a play. I'm giving it a play.
You're keeping it rolling.
I'm giving it a rolling. He's there.
Let it play. Let it play.
It's a good song though, smile, living your best life.
Of course.
Lil Duval. Nothing gets more Jacksonville than that.
Let's go out to the Toyota of Hollywood guest line. Shop over 1,500 Toyotas indoors in one of America's largest showrooms at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. He is one of the stars of the Pivot podcast with our guy Channing Crowder, who you guys are going to hear in just a matter of 90 minutes or so with the Hockman and Crowder show. And he does it with Ryan Clark. They do a great job. The new episode out now has Travis Kelce this week. So Travis Kelce, privileged to have the bye week this week. So sat down with the guys from the Pivot, and you guys can catch they drop new episodes every single Tuesday at noon on their YouTube channel and available on all podcast platforms. He's Fred Taylor. He is an absolute legend, and it's a privilege to talk to you again. Fred, thanks for joining us, man. Really appreciate it.
How y'all doing again? Happy New
What's
Year,
up, Fred?
everybody.
Hold
All
on.
is good.
Fred. So I'm not one to call folks out.
Okay.
But this guy across from me has been a Jaguars fan forever.
Okay.
Right? Then mysteriously, even after what happened last year and the disappointment of Urban Meyer, he was rats off a ship. Right? Now he's trying to get back on the ship.
That's not true. I'm not trying to get back on the ship. It's just
I'm not letting him. All right. I don't have time for phony fans. You either with your team or you're not.
First of all, that's not fair because I went through Blaine Gabbert and Blake Bortles. Second of all, Fred, here's what happened. Okay. My heart was in the right place because I saw what was happening with Tua, which I felt like he was getting ripped for everything. He does something wrong. Tua's a bum, Tua this. And I watched with Trevor Lawrence and I'm kind of like, man, Trevor Lawrence is kind of just stinking up the joint, and he's getting along like scot-free, like nobody's calling him out on it. And now, like, I may have said some things like, he's no good, he's a bum.
Yeah, I want to just be clear about this.
Look,
like Trevor Lawrence stinks, period. I'm just putting it out there. I think he stinks.
I said that I think he stinks. And then he went off and he, was the best quarterback in the league statistically for like the last 8 weeks. And has led them to the playoffs. And Leroy wants you to have me answer for my crimes as a Jaguars legend.
You know what? I mean, it happens. You have a right to, as a fan, to critique, criticize, do whatever you want as a fan, right? It makes you, emotions are involved when you're a fan. And same thing with any relationship. You have your highs, your lows. You have moments where you go through a divorce or a separation, but you can come back in the house at some point. So it's all good. I forgive you.
Thank you, Fred.
But
I ain't letting them off the hook. Phony
they got this hashtag DTWD, Duval till we die. So I firmly believe in that. And you stick around long enough, good things will happen.
Urban Meyer was a tough one for me, Fred.
He was tough. Urban was bad for the organization. He was bad for Trevor. If Trevor had let's say someone like a Doug Peterson as a rookie, or maybe even like an Andy Reid, like those, like a QB whisperer, which is what I think Andy Reid is. He has amazing quarterbacks that play for him all the time. Yeah, I've never seen him with a bad quarterback. Coach Peterson being a former QB and great, he gets the QBs together too. Those guys, Wentz and what's the other quarterback? Carson Wentz. And,
Nick Foles.
Nick Foles. Those guys haven't done a thing since they left Philly.
That's true.
You know, so I mean, Coach Peterson's he's grooming Trevor, and he's turning Trevor into the quarterback we all thought he could be when we drafted him number one. So I'm gonna forgive his rookie campaign too, because he was, partnered with obviously somebody who didn't necessarily get the NFL game.
We don't normally do this in the league, though, Fred, right? We don't normally look at a player. We're so quick to call players bust, but we never, ever go to a coach and say, you know what? It's not the players. It's this coach that's not developing these guys. We very rarely say that, and Urban Meyer has earned it. Like Urban Meyer earned that, right? I've never heard that with other coaches. They usually put it on the play.
They have a few that have stood out. Another Jaguars. You can look at the guys that have been fired in a year, less than a year, whatever. Mike Mularkey, he falls into that category, and he's a Gator, and I like Mike a lot. I don't know if he got a fair opportunity, but he didn't coach longer than a year. You just look at what happened in Denver. You have a potential Hall of Famer in Russell Wilson coming from Seattle, obviously, and I don't think Russ played great, but I think that marriage, the both of them together, stunk up, the Denver regime this year. But what's his name? Not Nate. I can't think of the coach's name.
Nathaniel Hackett. Yeah,
Nate Hackett, who's the OC. When Aaron Rodgers just got the MVP a year ago, he was also in Jacksonville. So much stuff. But coaches do stink it up. But the beauty about the players in terms of evaluating players, you look at most contracts, if you have a 6-year deal, you get good money up front, but everybody's evaluated on 3 years. You got a year to stink it up. You got an injury year, and then you got a bounce back season. If you're not doing anything within that window, you're out of there. And I think coaches deserve, unless they're just awful, I think they deserve the same thing. They deserve a window to prove if they're good or if they're deserving or not. And if they're not, you get them out of there.
Talking to Fred Taylor. So Fred, down here, obviously the big news is the health of Tua. He's ruled out for Sunday. How do you think there's so many opinions on him all the time, which is, part of the thing that led to me with Trevor, because I've never seen a guy like Tua. Like, everything is scrutinized with him, his health, his play, his press conferences, all of it. So you find out that he's not able to go. Do you think that this is something that that's going to be tied to him for the rest of his career when you have 3 concussions in a season and he's not able to go in a playoff game?
Look, let me say this first. I haven't met Tua yet, but I love him as a person. I love the way how he, he's a character person. It seems he's just standing in the paint, and he's blocking all of the negativity the best he can. It followed him from college. He was drafted, hurt, and ever since then it's just followed him. You can't control concussions. You can't control injuries, for that matter, in the NFL, a game that's so violent. You have guys running around and tear ACLs simply by running without even being contacted. So it's a part of the game. That stuff happens naturally. But yes, it's going to follow Tua his entire career, man. The Fragile Fred thing followed me my whole career. I churned out 13 years. Most guys can't get past 3 years, which is the average. But that followed me. If you look up Wikipedia stats, it has Fragile Fred as a nickname, which I don't think is deserving because I show longevity. I did have my share of injuries, though. However, I came back and I fought through, and I retired 15th all time. Guys that were healthy couldn't do that. So, I don't think I deserve that name. But Tua, he plays a position that is protected nowadays, more so than it was back in the day. Yet he still finds himself under the microscope for these concussions simply by just falling and hitting his head on the ground. And more than football, like we saw with DeMar Hamlin, a week and a half ago, it's about the human in the life of these guys. Yeah, we get out there, we risk it, we entertain, we get paid handsomely to do it. But at the very end of the day, football is still a game, and I think his health should be his priority. I understand he's a warrior. I understand that mentality in terms of, in football sense of the term, being a warrior, not one to quit being a competitor in that sense. Yet he has his full life in front of him. When you transition from the football game, a lot of guys don't know which way to go. A lot of guys fall into depression. They lose the support because people were just riding their coattails for the money. Then they jump off that bandwagon, and then it becomes tough. That's when the real game starts, the game of life. That's not an easy game. Football, you have routine, you have structure. The game of life, you got to put that together day to day, each and every day, small steps, small wins daily. And I fear that if he continues to go down this path and get these concussions, that he will not be able to enjoy or benefit from the money he's made now. I just want him to have an amazing life when he's done playing. A playoff game, that means nothing to me. As a player, yeah, I didn't get it, but now as a guy who's been away from the game, I like to do on the podcast. I like to speak to these young men, just give them perspective. Your decision is your decision, but perspective, and understanding what to expect when you're done playing football, that's what it's about. But yeah, that title, that tag, label, whatever you call it, it's going to follow him. But he should be man enough to say, I'm going to do it. Whether I want to play or whether I shut it down, it's my decision. I don't give a hell of a crap what anybody says.
Well, Fred, I tell people all the time, I said, one of the only differences between what Tua's going through and what we went through is documentation, right? Because we didn't acknowledge what we were going through as well as they do now, as far as medical staff, players, spotters, and all that. Like you get hit like that or end up like that, you get to the sideline and shake it off.
Yeah. And those things happen. Those happen. But I just think most of this was staticky, Leroy. So I'm going to try to respond the best that I can from what I heard.
Can we get J-Faye, put him back to see if we can reconnect with Fred here, because I feel like his signal knocked out on us. So
yeah, and by the way, Fred, it ain't me.
No, it's not. No, we just had
Fred's like, no, hey, you were a little staticky. I'm like, yo.
Well, he was trying to stick along there. I see those.
Yeah,
he did the best he can.
I feel like it's. I feel good about answering for my crimes, though. I feel like
he kind of gave you. He gave you a break, and
Fred knows
and see, but here's the problem. Can I just tell you?
I don't feel like I have to have a sentence anymore.
Here's the problem with Fred, and he doesn't really know you. If he truly knew you, he wouldn't be cutting you no break like he is. I understand that. See, people don't know the real Tobin. You play nice. Oh no, but my heart was in a good place. And no, people don't hear or remember some of the stuff coming out of your mouth when you was talking about the Jaguars early this year and last year. We do.
I never called him Fragile Fred, by the way. I never did that.
No,
I have more. I had more Fred Taylor jerseys than any.
Can I just tell you this?
Came out with Fred Taylor. I had a Fred Taylor.
Can I just tell you this? Is that if Fred Taylor's fragile, we all were, because we all played with certain things. It just depended on where you got hit and whether you could whether you could play with it. What they say there's a difference between hurt and being banged up, or being injured and being hurt, right? And that's what the coach would tell you. So just imagine you come limping off the field, and that's what the reply is. Like, no, not are you all right? Are you hurt or are you injured? That's the question.
Yeah, especially with you, it was like a walking game of operation.
Yeah.
Wait, what the hell was that?
What was that?
What was that?
What was what?
What did you do there? What did you do there?
That is Fred Taylor.
There you are, Fred Taylor.
Hey, my bad, guys. I wasn't paying attention, man. I have 1% battery, so I think that caused Leroy to static. So my apologies.
Leroy, was your fault.
It's my fault. Yeah, it's my fault.
All right, so go ahead, Leroy's documentation.
So yeah, I was saying the only difference between what Tua is going through now and what we went through is documentation. Right? Yeah. Like all the parties that be really making a conscious effort to keep track of where these concussions are heading, or trying to give you a basis of how to recover from them in a proper method. When we played, you get a little concussion, they take you to the sideline, give you some smelling salts, hold some fingers in front of your face, and if you manage to get through that, you back in the game.
Yeah.
And it's ignorance on everybody's part. So I'm not just saying it's anybody to blame, but now it's just different. is different at how we look at it. Fred, it's different how you even talk about concussions right now.
Right.
At no point in time when we played were we talking about the long-term effects of a concussion. In fact, we used to watch ESPN every Monday and see people get knocked out.
Look forward to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, Leroy, that's I remember a game in Denver, Mile High. You know, I got tattooed twice up there. My only 2 concussions that kept me on the sideline for a little bit, for at least a quarter. You know, you have those thoughts of you know, what happened? I missed the entire, is it the 3rd quarter already? Like, what happened to the first half? You know, so those type concussions, and both of mine came in Denver, Mile High. You know, the altitude was a bit different, and I don't know what it did to me, but anytime I got hit, I had a concussion where I missed at least 30 minutes of the game. But yeah, we were taught to be tough. You wanted to be tough. You wanted to say, man, I ain't gonna let nobody knock me out. I got to get back out there. I got to help the team win. But because of the you know, the NFL has evolved a lot. The business is over a century old or whatever, and it's evolved a lot. But for as old as it is, it took them a while to learn it. And I think that if that lawsuit didn't come up, the most recent concussion class action suit didn't come to fruition, we'd be in the same situation. Concussions would not be documented, you know, be overlooked. They're still struggling now to figure this thing out. Like, how do we keep and protect these players? Because if you look at Tua, I wanted to blame the Dolphins. Like, you guys should be on high alert after the first 2 to make sure whatever signs, this is the one person in the entire world you're focused on, should be Tua. And to be able to not recognize it and to see the effects later in the game where he was having a brilliant game and then it went totally left. A lot of that could have been the concussion, but I think that they should have been able to identify something. I mean, I don't know.
It's
but,
hard. It's hard. It's hard. Like, I watched the game and I didn't really come to that conclusion until after the fact.
Right.
Like, the guy on Twitter, it was like they didn't even. It was one of these things where like nobody called it out. There was no spot or anything. And then some guys like on Twitter, he's like, I was at the game and I saw this hit.
Yeah.
And then he put up the split of the stats. We're like, well, are we making excuses for Tua? Is this legit? And sure enough, Mike McDaniel comes out the next morning. Is like, Tua's off to see the doctors for a concussion.
Right.
That's
So,
crazy.
and you know, that's exactly what I was speaking to a moment ago, because if they're going to go unseen where he could still get out there and get in the game, so we really run the risk of it being something greater, you know, as he, you know, continue to play the years to come, or even when he's done playing. That's not the road you want to go down, you know. And it's unfortunate. It's part of the game, as much as they're trying to protect those guys at that position with the senseless roughing the passer calls and all this other stuff. You can't put your weight on the guys. There's so much they're trying to do to protect that position. But if he is as you know, as I don't want to even say fragile. I don't even like the word
susceptible.
Yes, yeah, right. So
Yeah.
if he's susceptible to have these reoccurring concussions come without taking a major blow, then he's an extreme liability. But I love Tua, man, as a person. I love the evolution of the player this year. He was trending in the right direction, the MVP conversation. It's just sad to see, you know, someone who works so hard, who's shaking off all of the negativity, have to go through this stuff. I don't like it for him at all.
Talking to Fred Taylor, you guys can catch him on the Pivot podcast. He, our guy Channing Crowder, Ryan Clark, they do a fantastic podcast where they sit down every week with A-list stars. They've you know, it's the who's who. Go check out their YouTube channel if you haven't already. They have Travis Kelce this week. Best thing you got from Travis Kelce this week, Fred? What did you like getting from Kelce this week?
Yeah, I mean, Travis was amazing. You know, just his development into a tight end from not playing a position, you know, until 3 years before he was drafted. 2010, they transitioned him from a quarterback. You know, that's a major pivot, I would like to say. But I think the one thing that stood out to me from Travis is he was talking about, you know, processes, structures and processes, and having things in place, and not looking at the big picture in terms of success, but developing a routine, reinforcing that with your commitment to the routine, because routines can get boring, and tiresome because you do it so much, but you have to reinforce that through commitment and discipline. But it has to be baby steps and small wins. He said that was a promo that I put on my Instagram page that a lot of people really were attracted to. And I've always believed that. And I didn't start having more success in the NFL and less injuries in the NFL until I developed routine. Coming in early, being that guy that showed up cold tub every day, manual exercises with the trainers, and those little things do apply to life. So that's what I try to speak to on the podcast, just really just dropping gems and giving nuggets. And Travis left us with some valuable nuggets, talking about Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid. He mentioned Cheetah. He showed him love, gave him his flowers. But yeah, he was a great guest. He's an amazing guest.
Well,
no. That was all fine and great. You let him off the hook.
No,
you let him off the
someone
hook.
called that a
Fred.
pardon. He gave me a Jaguars pardon.
He gave you a Jaguars pardon. You giving pardons out now?
Hey, look, listen. I'm not the Jaguars president, but I get you. I understand what you're saying. Look, he's back. I think he understands, now how it goes, and we all go through that. We definitely go through that, man. Urban was tough.
A little bit better, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow! Oh, look at him!
Missing the wig.
Look at him!
Let's go.
Wow!
Hey, listen.
Pretty good.
That's sunshine, baby. Let's go.
Hey, Fred, I got a lot of 28s in the closet. I'm going to put this next to. This is all right.
Let me know when you're ready for me to ink one of them. I got you.
I appreciate it, man. Listen, you're always awesome with us. Thanks you so
Fred.
much. You, Channing, Ryan, you're doing a bang-up job with the Pivot Podcast. It's absolutely great. So thank you for spending some time with us again. We really appreciate it.
Appreciate you. I want to say appreciate you, fellas, but I see the young lady in the room. So I apologize. Appreciate all of y'all. Y'all be well.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Fred. We
All
appreciate it. There you go. Fred Taylor, Pivot Podcast, available for you on YouTube, all podcast platforms, new episodes every Tuesday at noon. And of course, our guy Channing Crowder, who you will hear with Mark. Where is Hockman?
Yeah, I saw him walking over there.
Hockman and Crowder, you guys hear them every day from 2 to 6. They always do a hilarious job as well.
Hilarious.
We will be back with more. Final hour of the program coming up after this. You think he's laughing at? You ever wondered that?
I did wonder that. But it's cool though.
It sounds like a real knee slapper from Sting.
You know what he's laughing at?
Yep.
He's laughing at us.
You think he's laughing at you because you guys backfired?
Everything backfires on us, and I'm just over it.
Why are you over it? What's wrong? Because you tried to get me to answer for my crimes once again, and it didn't work?
That's why we take you to court here, because at least we'll take it seriously around here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry. We are streaming live, by the way. Tobin and Leroy streaming live on YouTube, 560 WQAM, and Miami 560 WQAM is with us on Twitch. Streaming live on the Odyssey app. If you guys missed Fred Taylor, he was awesome. We appreciate him stopping by, and he gave me a Jaguars pardon.
Master of wiggle.
I'm not the master. I think it's just I'm charming. I think that's really what it is.
It's the blue eyes, I think.
It might be. It might be. You know, Jimmy Butler did say, you know, you could get lost in those eyes or something like that. I don't remember the exact terminology of what he said.
Did he say that?
I don't remember. Something like that.
He liked your eyes.
He liked my
I
eyes.
feel like we have to go back to the tape.
Go back to the tape.
Let me see if I have that. I might have that. Hold on. Jimmy Butler.
Whatever it is, whether it's your piercing blue eyes or your ability to
Don't
wiggle.
fall for it.
Sorry. Your ability to wiggle. It seems like every time we try to set you up, man, it backfires on us.
It backfires on you. I'm sorry.
Yeah. The only thing that ever got you was the crow. And you know, that kind of got you some popularity.
It did get me a lot of fame,
yeah, but
and notoriety.
Very disgusting.
Fame is strong, but it got me some buzz.
Yeah.
You know, you know, I don't know what to tell you guys. Like I'm trying to answer for my crimes, and if you know,
I'm
Fred Taylor offers me an autograph,
well, that's fair.
you know, I don't know. You know, can you roll up Jimmy Butler here, J Fig? Just
I'm very excited to talk to our next guest, Jimmy Butler. Thank you for joining us, man. Really appreciate it.
Do your eyes always match your T-shirt like that?
No, are you saying that I have? Do you like my eyes?
They're actually beautiful.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
They're very nice.
Not as lovely as your hair. I love that.
Thank you.
I mean, you know,
they are nice though.
Thank you.
Just look.
Come on,
that's
Leroy.
all I'm saying. Just look. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Sometimes he gets lost in my eyes.
Yeah, I can see that actually.
Actually, you know, it'd be nice if I had those sapphires. That'd be a nice accessory for that. You know. There you go, Jimmy
Offended.
Buckets.
I'm offended.
Okay, so you just tried to exchange a compliment for his sapphire.
No, I'm just saying, like, it would you would say
He
sapphires would
wanted
bring
one
out
of
the
those.
eyes.
It'd be nice if you took that chain off and gave it to me. Yeah,
It almost worked.
not that
I kind of
mesmerizing,
miss.
dude.
I think Jimmy Butler should have just played with the hair. Now that I think about it, you know.
You think that's why?
Let me tell you something right now. You better put those damn Jimmy Butler headshots, all right, TNT. None of this nonsense with not putting the Jimmy Butler shot. You put the shots that he put up for media day that he wants. You understand me?
Yeah.
Okay.
What
None of
Jimmy
this wiggle
wants,
room.
he gets.
What Jimmy wants, Jimmy gets. You're right, J Fig.
Exactly.
What Jimmy Butler wants, so it shall be, so it is. Leroy's gone right now. He went downstairs to the cafeteria to get food.
Yeah, he was dying.
I mean, technically, like when I left, I was in a meeting, you know.
Yeah.
But he was so famished
He's in a meeting.
that he had to. No, he's not. I just saw
He's in a
Solana
meeting with
just
the
sent me.
cafeteria.
Solana just sent me a video of him being getting food. I guess. What is Galen look like? He was pacing? What's wrong, Galen? What does he want? What's he?
He wants to know if Jimmy Butler's on. No, Jimmy Butler was calling Tobin's eyes dreamy.
We call that a replay in the radio business.
He was. He said, "Keep your shenanigans to yourself, Tobin."
He said, "Stop replaying old content."
If Jimmy Butler was on, you think I wouldn't tell you?
Forget all the time. Remember, I'm Glenn. Never forget that.
Never forget
You
it.
already had me in a meeting. You had me miss an hour. No, he's like, wait. You think I'd keep that? I had Jimmy Butler on the show.
For
Jimmy,
sad.
which, by the way, Jimmy Butler's not coming on the show unless it's media day and it's contractually obligated.
Well, it's
but other
okay,
than
man.
that, you know. But when he comes on the show,
Yeah, he's not
which
going
is-
on anyone
which-
else's show.
which has happened for the media days that he's been here.
Yeah,
he's good.
I haven't seen him on Duncan's podcast.
I don't think Duncan does the podcast anymore. Which, by the way, you know what?
Yeah.
He should do the podcast. Where's his podcast? We haven't had
Now
a
that
Duncan.
he has all that time.
Yeah, he's injured. We haven't had a Duncan Robinson celebratory podcast of being the all-time franchise leader in three-point shots.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
I don't know, man. I guess he's just. You think he's sad? You think he's just like everyone hates me and now I'm injured?
I don't hate him.
Let's send some love his way. I
You
love
just
you,
want
Dunks.
to send Duncan Robinson good vibes?
I do want to send him good vibes.
All right.
All right.
Send Duncan Robinson good vibes.
Working on it.
You're just giving him jazz hands, though, dude.
What to do?
And also, we can't see them in the camera.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, there
you
goes
go.
a very happy Leroy.
There you go. But I don't understand why you guys are so upset because your Fred Taylor plan backfired.
Well, I mean, it's not only the Fred Taylor thing. It's like every time something happens,
It always seems to backfire on me.
It always benefits.
Robert, Eric Metcalf.
Eric Metcalf.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. Don't forget about Goron.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Churro. Tyler Churro.
Oh, those are the fries they have?
They changed the fries?
Wait.
Wow.
Is that the burger place? US BS?
Those are some tasties right there.
Yeah. I think
those are the best fries.
Yeah.
These are the best fries.
What are the best fries?
Are they
not too
crunchy,
skinny?
though?
Yes.
Yeah, they are.
Listen.
Wow.
So they're not shoestring. They're like thick, just normal.
They're not thick.
I mean,
so I ran into
delicious.
So I ran into Crowder and Solana.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Crowder's here.
Yeah, Solana. No, I mean
Hockman.
Hockman.
Okay. Well, those are two different people.
Solana gets a cheeseburger at the same place I did.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Don't tell me he cut it.
No,
Oh,
too
it's
little.
good.
To cut.
I was gonna say they're kind of little.
Hawk gets a poke bowl.
Huh.
From a poke place, and he got salmon and it's
Really?
so
Poke bowl.
yeah. So he's over there, with his little pinky, with his little chopsticks, scoops up a nice little thing. He goes, Solana, look at that. I'm a professional.
Yeah.
He went to put it in his mouth. I whacked that out of his hands.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
He goes, why did I know that was happening?
Why did that happen? That's messed up.
Why did that happen?
Because he was trying to be too fancy.
Why would they do that?
With all the other fancy people down there eating food with sticks.
We're at a
Found
food
a
hall.
way to like throw it in your mouth. Like,
No.
Wow.
He went and got a fork. He knew what was up.
Yeah.
You're
I don't know how to
American.
really use those. I kind of just stab with the stick.
I'll tell you
I
what.
don't know how to use
We
them.
can go on a chopstick diet.
What? What's that?
You only eat with chopsticks. You'll lose some weight.
For sure.
Yeah.
Not me. I'm an expert.
He's scooping them.
No,
would be
because
fine.
you just
You're
you just
asking
take
for
the
it?
bowl and pour it in your
Not
mouth.
true, dude. I am a chopstick aficionado.
Well, you
Is that
can
what they
do
call
you can
you?
do sushi. Do you do
Guys like ramen.
do you do like the raw sushi? Like
Ugh.
I guess sushi is raw.
Yeah.
I always do the cook stuff.
Can I tell you something that's not going to be a popular opinion?
Uh-oh.
You don't like sushi.
Sushi can kick rocks.
I'm with you. Give me that. You know, fancy people.
Sushi.
I only
I
want-
tried to. It's not like one of the, because I want to like. So my wife loves sushi.
Yeah.
Try.
I tried.
Everybody I
Of
see
course.
putting sushi in their mouth always does it with that look. Like
Not a
that
fan.
is.
Not a fan. I feel like it's one of these things that people got talked into liking.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
It's
wait.
very
And
overrated
then
here.
and then you hear the explanation. Eel sauce
Ugh.
and
Unagi,
Uh,
wasabi.
seaweed grass.
You know.
yeah.
Seaweed paper.
I got forced into liking it.
Sushi.
Sushi.
Oh, so you like
No,
it.
but like I will only
My
eat one because I refuse to eat things that
Is
are
it a
not cooked.
California?
But
roll?
here,
No.
California
I don't
roll. That's
even
my
like that.
daughter.
I like the one that
California roll,
the
rainbow
angel
roll.
one.
No,
The one that has a shrimp.
there's one by my house. They put fried chicken in the middle.
Wow.
My
It's
wife got some.
delicious
My wife got something
with
the
the
other day
sauce.
called a Philadelphia roll, and I'm like, really?
What's that?
What is that?
Philly cheese?
Philadelphia has a roll all of a sudden. I thought they were known for
Yeah.
cheesesteaks. You're
Huh.
going with their sushi, huh?
But
Have
it's-
you seen the water around Philadelphia?
Yeah,
No,
that's
wait.
true.
Did they put like steak in it?
Is there water in Philadelphia?
You know, like the Jersey Shore. That's basically like Philadelphia.
Well, okay.
You know?
No, but did they put steak in it?
I don't know. I didn't even look at it. I was like, here you go.
Philly
Philadelphia.
special.
I've had
Why did you
Dominican,
ask the Browns or ask Michigan how that Philly special worked?
Philly cheese.
I had Dominican sushi once.
What?
It's very strange. There was cheese.
It had conch?
No, it had platanos, cheese,
I
rice.
feel like I've had that.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like it. I'm not a fan of that green paper though. That seaweed paper that wraps
Dude,
everything.
You
The hell is
barely
that?
taste it.
Ah,
because
I taste
you
it,
know
all right.
why? Because they're wrapping food with something that's seen at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
Dade South, who is a clear sushi fan. Surprising. I feel like Dade South would tell sushi to kick rocks, but he says, you guys eat sea roaches. We do eat lobster. They are good.
Yeah, you guys are gross.
It is good though.
Just gotta clean the
You
shrimp.
don't like anything from the sea.
Nah. I mean, look at this. You gotta like make sure your shrimp doesn't have the poop vein in it, dude.
Yeah.
It's gross. it's disgusting.
He also says,
I mean, there's a lot of animals you have to do that with.
So the Philly has cream cheese. That's, I guess, what makes
So
it
you know
Philly.
what? Yeah, I
cheese.
would eat that.
You would eat that?
Yeah, I
Cream
think I
cheese is
have.
for bagels.
Where's the?
I don't like bagels.
There's no meat or anything.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't there something missing there?
There's rice, cream cheese, avocado, and cucumber.
So that's basically California roll.
That's a cucumber with cream cheese.
Dude, I'm telling you, these fries.
You look
I haven't
like
even gotten to the burger yet.
You look happy.
Okay,
I just want to say that.
Leroy, you almost held out to the end of the show.
Let's get to some headlines here, brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford. That's all right.
No trucks.
He was ready to dive in.
It was a greasy truck.
By the way, everybody who lives an ASMR fan, get ready because Leroy's lunch right to be
it's
right
about
in
to
this
go
microphone. I mean, that looks like
Well, we had breakfast.
how do
and now we're
I
having
wait?
lunch.
We've been ordering from all these mystery burger places. What did that cost? Like $49? Is that why?
Actually, it is
Because that burger looks better than any burger we've ordered.
No, it is a
I
good
wanna
burger, but
say
it is
probably
small.
costs the same, right?
It doesn't look that
With
small.
delivery and stuff. Wait, Leroy, what'd you get?
delivery
You got
costs
they have like the express.
I got a
mail.
2-day
a 2-day, yeah, the 2-day mail.
with bacon
That looks good.
Yeah.
Now I'm hungry. Thanks, Leroy.
Let that guy
Yeah,
save.
yeah,
let
appreciate
you
it.
savor that.
and fries,
Wow.
You go.
and
boy.
they hit me up for a grant.
Wow. Wow. Really?
Yeah.
That makes sense. Now I know why we go to Uber.
We
Eats.
could have got McDonald's delivered.
Wow.
Sometimes when you pay too much for food, I would rather just go get a Big Mac.
I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
'Cause
I feel like that sometimes when I go to
the purpose that it needs to be served, I'm not trying to wine and dine. I'm
Look,
trying to get my eat on.
any of these places that make the fancy burgers, after I'm done getting, ripped off, I feel to myself, man, Wendy's is kind of on par with this.
Right.
Seriously.
I would say this. There is one place that has faded that people don't really care for, but I
Checkers.
love Fuddruckers.
Fuddruckers.
Where are they?
I used to
There's
like
one
it
in
now.
Pembroke Pines.
They got one in Pembroke Gardens.
My wife and I
Yeah, let me
second date
explain
was at
something.
Fuddruckers.
Fuddruckers.
They have a cheeseburger big as your face.
I know.
Oh, I cut that one in half, split it. Oh,
King Boy says, we know lunch.
That's a point for sure.
Point for Twitcher.
Let's get an injury report brought to you by UHealth.
Gotta tell
University of Miami Sports Medicine Institute experts treat athletes of all levels, elite pros, active adults, and youth athletes. Recover your game. Visit uhealthsportsmedicine.com. Taking a little peeky poo at the Dolphins injury report from
oh, how long is it? It's longer than the Heats list.
Teron Armstead. Leroy, you got to look at this. Look at Teron Armstead's injury report. Toe, pec, knee, and hip. Wow.
He has 4.
He has
It's like
4 things on the injury report.
Not
It's like that song, head, shoulders, knees, and
yes,
toes.
for sure.
That's crazy. He didn't practice yesterday. Neither did Bradley Chubb with his ankle and his hand. Liam Eichenberg was out. Kendall Lamb out. Melvin Ingram, vet rest. Got to have some vet rest.
So question.
Raheem Mostert, thumb, didn't practice. Brandon Shell, ankle, didn't practice. Tua obviously didn't practice. Yeesh.
In order to get hurt,
Hmm?
unless it's a knee, don't you have to have some kind of interaction with other people?
Who are you referring to?
Chubb.
Oh, well, I don't know what to tell you, dude. Either way, that's
Remember
the
how
guys.
excited we were when we got him?
These are the guys who didn't participate. The guys who were limited: Teddy Bridgewater with his finger. He also has a knee thing he's dealing with. Alec Ingold, thumb. Jalen Phillips, toe and wrist limited. Jalen Waddle, baby Waddle with an ankle.
Yep.
Cedric
How is he limited or is
limited.
he?
He was limited.
Because remember,
these are all limited.
He looked bad when he came upside.
Teddy Bridgewater down. This is all limited. Cedric Wilson with his hip and groin. He didn't play last week. He's limited. Jeff Wilson, illness, still limited.
Yeah, you sick. He might have had the bubble guts. He had to go back and forth to the back.
Fair
I
point.
hope it's not that. I've been hearing a lot of people who have been getting sick recently pretty bad. I think Spencer Knight was dealing with it, but it's not COVID related and they're out for weeks.
Isn't it funny how we're at the point where people are just always like non-COVID illness? Have we
Yeah.
gotten to the point where we could just say, hey, he's sick?
He's sick. Yeah, I don't know.
Just tell you
man.
know.
We're all
Because
traumatized.
here's the funny thing.
Yeah.
You always say non-COVID illness,
Yeah.
but you can't say if somebody has COVID because that's HIPAA. So you
Mm.
got to say they're in protocols.
Huh.
So now we know you have COVID.
Yeah.
So why not just say somebody's sick? If you say it's a non-COVID illness, as opposed to telling me you have COVID, it doesn't make sense. We're past that.
How long do you think it took for them to be like, I'm sick, no plague, or like I'm sick, no polio? Like, you're gonna be traumatized for a while. It's gonna be protocol talk for quite some time, I assume.
Let's see. Isaiah McKenzie had a hamstring for the Bills. He was limited.
Oh, okay.
Jordan Poyer, he's been hurt. He didn't participate. Neither did Jordan Phillips.
Anything on Josh Allen by any chance?
He is on the injury report, and I don't really understand why you're on the injury report when it says full. Like, does that mean you're playing through pain? Like, what does that mean?
Yeah,
that
why
means
even be on
that
the
he
report?
was listed on the injury report at some point, and now you have to
Say it. Okay. Well, he's on there with an ankle and right elbow, but he was a full participant.
Yeah, I mean
in
he's been
practice.
fighting. He's been on all year with that
know.
elbow.
I know. We thought that was going to derail the season, and he was
Oh
like,
yeah,
"Watch
remember?
this."
Remember, we thought he was going to need Tommy John.
Yep.
Nope.
Must be nice having your quarterback out there. Buffalo.
I mean, he is built like Gronk.
He's a moose. He is a
And
moose.
we have lefty Drew Brees.
Mike Glennon anywhere? Is he available?
Hold on. Check the trees over there.
Jeez.
Oh, hey, Mike.
What you doing? Just chilling.
We'll take a break. 15 minutes of heat.
What are you eating there? Hibiscus.
We'll take a break. 15 minutes of heat. Little trade fodder. Who's up for a little trade fodder? Get to that next.
of service to our community. Then, now, forever. Broward Health.
All right, 15 minutes of heat for you here on 560 WQAM as we take you up until 2 o'clock here today. You guys can text show 305-567-0560 on the Kendall Toyota text line. Thank you to Fred Taylor for joining the show. Yep. Thank you to Alex Dono for filling in for me for an hour as I was dragged away to a suits meeting.
Thank you for that meeting. Thank you for the glorious cheeseburger and fries.
Wow.
That I went downstairs to get.
Do you want to hear Eric Spoelstra get excited about defense? Like I heard Eric
I would imagine there's a handful of guys in coaching in general that love just imposing your will on others.
He loves. So he was asked this question by Brady Hawk, who is a little basketball wonder for 5 reasons. He knows he always gets so excited with the questions. Shout out to Brady. So he asked him this question. Basically, I'll done. He's much smarter of basketball for me, even though he's very young. He's like, talking about the difference basically between the way Vic and Jimmy Butler steal the basketball, right? There's like some passing lanes, minutia that I didn't understand, but it was great. But listen to this Eric Spoelstra, Leroy, and watch him here talk about the difference between the way Vic and Jimmy steal the basketball. I don't know if I've ever heard Eric Spoelstra this excited before. Like just talking about defense. Here's Spo.
Jimmy, like, it kind of gets in the brain of like whatever the other team's trying to get to. And then he just waits for you to make any kind of mistake. And he may wait 8 straight minutes before he pounces on a mistake. Vic is just every single possession.
Sorry, what is Vic doing?
I feel like I'm in Africa talking about
what?
Talking about the safari, like on Animal Planet.
He's saying that.
Notice how the cheetah is stalking his prey. Not yet.
I did feel like Jimmy Butler looked at Lou Dort like that, though.
Not yet. The narrative, but that's the way he did it.
He was so happy talking about Victor Oladipo just taking a basketball.
Yes.
Vic
just going.
That was some like erotic sounds from Eric Spoelstra.
It's amazing that he could have 15 fouls a game. He never fouls.
Nope.
Like you just go. Whoop, they got it.
Bring that video up again, J-Fig, with Spo. He's
Before
like, this man is...
and he may wait 8 straight minutes before he pounces on a mistake. Vic is just every single possession.
Wow, that dude loves some defense. I mean, he is like.
I think more importantly, I think they're starting to reap the rewards of being patient with Vic, and I think that's the exciting part about this whole process.
You think? Let me ask you about this. So there's some trade fodder out there.
All I need to know.
It's not a big.
Who is it?
It's not really a need, but it's still Goosey's.
Who is it?
According to this is from Adam Barai. He says, according to multiple sources.
Why are you teasing me, dude? Spit
I'm
it
reading
out.
it.
Who cares?
He's giving credits.
Hey, I'm gonna give out, love where I'm gonna give out love. According to multiple sources, the Miami Heat and Dallas Mavericks have had initial conversations on a deal involving Tim Hardaway Jr.
Wing player.
Can hit some threes.
No.
6'6".
Nope. Here's why. How do we feel about Dallas?
Like,
and we gonna trade?
They've done trades with Dallas, though, strangely. I think Andy Ellisberg must be the one dealing with those, because I feel like Pat Riley would tell Cuban to go to hell.
Okay, so
But here's the thing. You ever just want to do a trade strictly on Goosey's?
No, that doesn't give me
a legend's son, who's a very good basketball player.
He's a good basketball player. I'm not even thinking about that.
Oh, I was. That's immediately where I went to.
I'm thinking about what effect he's going to have on the team.
Mm-hmm.
See what I mean? It's not that he's not better than some of the guys that are doing it, but is he significantly different to where it's going to improve the team that much?
I think this is what I would say. Like, he's been a decent shooter the last few years, playing alongside Luka. I think that this is a place that really enhances, like, if they think you're a decent shooter, they will really build the confidence into you.
And defense?
Maybe a little bit concerned about some of, like, look at the role guys. They're all banged up. Like, I think that's probably what
Yeah,
the
but
thing
we're
is.
going to try. I mean,
I don't think they're asking that much for him. I don't think so.
they just want to dump that money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Goosey's.
No.
You don't want to trade for Goosey's, dude?
It's not that.
I would love to have a Heat Legends. He grew up in that gym.
It's not that, though. It's the fact that you just admitted that we don't really need them.
Well, I'm not saying they couldn't use him. I'm just saying, like, I agree with you. Big, something like that is a power forward. If they give a power forward or a backup center that's, reliable, right. Obviously those are, but right. This doesn't mean you can't. I'm pulling the Kim Ang. Doesn't mean the offseason's over. You got time. You can pay $300 million for anybody, but then we got time. So with the Heat, it's like,
million. In fact, you got rid of somebody who's even close to double digits.
I think I'm just looking at him, just like, maybe you don't need him, but wouldn't it be nice? Tim Hardaway Jr. coming home. Sorry, J-Fig, I ruined your ring light.
I mean, what do you got that thing sitting on? A deck of cards?
A mug.
A mug.
Ooh.
Wait, so she's getting mad at you for
it has worked ever since.
And you're
I've
bouncing
seen that
on
here.
a coffee mug.
Yeah. Where else?
You know where we would need all this nonsense? Right over there with those cans.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
You let me know, guys.
Was that what the meeting was about?
Hey,
no.
Whenever we want to get that done, you just tell old Tobes. I'd love to know.
Also, a nice ring light that's somewhere in the middle or
You
something.
wouldn't like
I stole that.
Just a giant ring light.
I want one right here. That's way taller than this.
Yeah,
I don't even know whose ring light this is.
I stole that from Power 96.
The ring light.
Well, they have a nicer one now.
The ring light doesn't even I can't tell the difference.
Well, because it fell.
No, I'm still can't
You know what?
Dade South says Leroy has an onion ring light.
Wait a
Point
minute.
for
Wait a minute.
Twitcher.
Here's what's amazing about this. You, under no circumstances, can tell food jokes.
Why not?
Because every time I'm eating, you eating with me.
That's true.
So
We appreciate you.
Hey, Marcos.
Yeah.
Would you make a trade strictly for Goosey's?
Tim Hardaway Jr. Didn't Tim Hardaway Sr. just get elected into the Hall of Fame recently?
Sure did.
Hall of Famer's son?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, by the way, Jordan's son's available too.
No, he's
Come
busy.
on, dude. Hey, what are we doing? Come on. Now listen, some team's gonna, I don't know how good LeBron's kid's gonna be, but somebody's gonna go draft him to try and get LeBron.
Yep. And it's gonna work.
Oh, it's gonna work.
Yep.
Listen, what has he done that hasn't worked? It's kind of one of the things that's annoying.
Annoying is that everything you got.
Now he'll have to go through some lulls. He's paying the tax on a lot of things working out for him right now. And even still, they're not completely out of it. It's just a little street.
Have you seen the previews for that movie?
Little
House
street
Party.
Oh, that's supposed to be at LeBron's house or something like that?
No, I haven't
My
seen that.
favorite was they showed the thing. It said he has a hologram. It says, "Good choice on that decision to go to Cleveland." And the two guys in there looking up, going, "No." So I like, you know what I like? I like the fact that he could do a movie, make fun of himself.
Oh man, is that true? What Schmeathan's saying, J-Fig? I gotta always check because
You gotta check, but he's usually on point with things.
Yeah, for making an account a parody of a reporter, and telling us all to go to hell. He is pretty spot on with the breaking
That's
news.
how he says hello to me every day now. Good morning, Twitches. Go to hell. That's every day.
Every once in a while, he'll call you an idiot, but
Listen, confirmed. Giannis Antetokounmpo is out tonight. Left knee soreness, and so he will not play on the second night of a back-to-back. I kind of get it from the Bucks.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right.
So no Giannis tonight, but I imagine he'll be there for Saturday. So listen, got to get it done, dude. That was a. We know this. Hey, can we just agree on this? Whatever the opponent, this game's going to be decided in the last minute
for sure. Even if we're up by 20.
I got to be honest with you. I feel like I've aged 7 years during this Heat season. Every single game comes down to the wire. What are you doing there, dude?
I
What's going on over
accidentally opened up something.
You got some TikTok?
No, it
You're on
wasn't
TikTok,
even.
dude.
You know
Leroy,
what?
you're addicted.
Amongst us, he's
Yeah.
the one to be on TikTok
For
the most.
sure.
I'm not on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I do TikTok?
I don't know, man.
You're doing it right now.
No, I'm not.
Why would you?
You got a reel?
No. Why
What
would
song
they
are you
do that?
dancing to?
No.
We'll close out the show with little goosies. No goosies. That's next. Goosies. right, welcome back, you rascals. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM, streaming live on YouTube. I just saw Channing Crowder go riding around. And is that the luggage scooter he was talking about yesterday?
Yes, that is indeed the luggage scooter.
That looks really fun. I gotta be honest with you.
But do you feel like he's too big for it?
I'm too big
possibly?
for that.
Yeah.
Channing, I'm fat. I mean, I'm too fat for that. Channing is bigger than me. It does seem like that's way too small a device for a man of his size.
It's like
It is. Actually, Leroy pushed him off.
Why did you push him off?
Leroy, you've just been bullying that show today.
That's a great shirt, by the way, that he's got, the NFL Jam
Can
with
you?
Tua and
I
Tyreek Hill.
wanted to roll in here with it, to be honest.
So open up the door. See if
Open
we'll
the
roll
door.
in here.
Open,
See if we can get Channing Crowder live on Twitch. Let's see. Here we go.
Look, he's rolling by.
Does it have a Crowder?
Crowder!
No, he's
Back it up here. Back it up.
beep, beep, beep. Here we
He's
go.
gonna look like
We're
Jigsaw
trying to get
walking
Crowder
in here.
going on here. You guys can watch us here. We're doing live on YouTube and on Twitch.
Okay, he giving directions. Like Lynn ain't gonna buy that. He can't afford that. We're not working here. We all need to do
better.
I gotta tell you, I don't think Len can pull off the scooter. I don't think that can happen for him.
with one hand like
Nah,
this,
I don't think so, dude. I don't think that's gonna work.
There's no space in there though, which sucks.
Tell Golan to stop chat. Open up the door.
Okay,
for
now
him.
open the door.
Open
You
the
can
door. Open the door. Open the door.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
see. Let's see. Here's go. I don't know if people can see through the reflection. Here he comes. Scoots on through.
Crowder.
Here he comes. Right into the studio. There he is. Channing Crowder, ladies and gentlemen.
Doesn't it feel like
You look like Jigsaw walking driving. You know what, Goosey's?
There we go. We got the that is Goosey's right there.
That's almost just as much. Dave. Hard. Hey, I've been knocking.
No, you can't even drive with one
There
hand.
he goes.
Wow. He was eating with chopsticks. I'm like, no.
There you go.
Let me get the door for you, Mr. Crowder.
Does it have
Crowder on his way out. Hockman and Crowder coming up in about 15 minutes.
Hands on there and close them out. Now you gangster.
That was great.
Shenanigans galore here at the studio. It's good to have everybody here today. Let's get to Goosey's, no Goosey's, Marcos. What do we got?
Indeed. Coming in at topic number 1 for Goosey's or no Goosey's. Are you guys locked in? This one is a little strange. I'm not sure what your guys' budget is looking like, but I'd like to know whether or not you have Goosey's on the fact that someone spent $23,000 on a real life wolf suit. Does that give you Goosey's or no? Look at that. That's a realistic wolf, dude. What do you think of this?
That's a real person.
Put your microphone
I
on.
have so many questions.
That's a real person?
There's a person inside that wolf costume.
Oh, man. Yeah. $23,000 though, Leroy.
I mean, imagine how many people you can scare with that costume.
That's true.
Yeah.
Or get shot.
That's true.
Because it looks really real.
Although wolves are endangered and you're not supposed to shoot them, although that got some people in trouble in Yellowstone, which is a storyline that kind of went away. Spoiler alert. Anyway,
you got to kill the wolves because they're eating all the livestock.
they're in danger though. They're not supposed to.
Oh,
They're not supposed to unless there's a.
but this isn't current day. Yellowstone is.
No, Yellowstone is current day.
Oh,
There's so many Yellowstone throwback. I got to be honest with you, Yellowstone. You're getting a little full of yourself.
Can I say something? I know you like Yellowstone, and just speaking of shows you like, the other day I went to the barber and they had the season finale of Tulsa King. I was like, what the hell's going on?
I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to watch that tonight.
Don't
Spoil it right now.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Can you believe? No.
Hey, this is Tulsa King. You know, I know this story doesn't make much sense, but Apollo Creed.
Anyway, I got Goosey's. You want to know why?
Yeah. Goosey's.
Live your life, dude. If you want to be a wolf, good for you. Spend your money that makes you happy. This gentleman, living life as a what is it referred to? When you're only on 2 feet? What do they call that?
Oof. Ambidextrous.
Homo sapien?
No. Is it bipedal? Is that what that is?
Yep.
Anyway, if he wants,
wait a minute.
No. What do you think? No. What do you think?
We're not listening to Marcos just
He
say
agrees
yep.
with everything.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? I just said ambidextrous, but because Leroy said something else more
bipedal.
ridiculous.
That is, I was close.
Is what?
I added a syllable, but it's called bipedal.
Bipedal.
That's a creature that walks on 2 legs.
Yes.
Doesn't really make sense if you're a wolf this guy on this picture, he is sneaking around right now. Shh, I'm a wolf.
Yeah.
So does it make sense that reminds me of the meme now? The one
Do
I
you think
showed
that
before?
he's just do you think that he's a furry?
Oh, but man, this is a lot for
furries dress up like
Cartoon creatures.
Yeah.
But
Wait,
still,
didn't you
$20,000?
Didn't you
23,000.
try to research
It looks
one
real.
about animals?
What do you mean?
Wasn't there one that what state was?
Oh,
that?
it's yes, the pony. The pony
Oh,
one.
pony.
My Little Pony.
Yeah.
There's the My Little
Oh,
Pony
it's-
fetish.
Oh.
The hell was it called? It had a name. It was like NPC, like I don't remember.
What's wrong with folks?
Nothing. Live your
We
life,
would
dude.
just say-
Live your life.
I mean,
cool.
Are those people that just don't like people anymore?
They want to be there.
They get bored.
Could you imagine somebody around here during the day?
Wow.
I'm a radio exec. At night, My Little Pony.
I could see it for some people in this building.
Yeah, for sure.
And you know what? Good for them. Live their life.
That's cool. It's a bilingual.
So I got
wolf.
goosies for this guy. To be frank, goosies for the wolf man.
Goosies.
What about you, Leroy? You got goosies?
No.
Wow.
What?
No.
Come
So
on.
dismissive.
Like you want to dress like a wolf? It
Yeah.
ain't Halloween.
Oh, what's wrong with
No
that?
goosies.
Well, think about it. He could wear it for Halloween.
Yep.
It's a great realistic
23,000. You wearing that more?
Yeah, you
I'm
gotta-
wearing. If I'm 23,000, I'm wearing that every day. I'm driving in my car. Driving in my car in my wolf suit. Because the wolf suit costs almost as much as
What's
the damn
that
car.
show that he dresses up like a dog?
He could go. He could go work on Wall Street.
Dress up as a dog.
Know what you got?
What?
Wilfred? Is it called
Wolf on the
Wilfred?
Wall Street. Yeah, it is Wilfred.
No.
They
What
weren't paying
about
attention.
Spaceballs?
What?
Yeah. What's that guy's name? John Candy.
John Candy.
Yeah, but what was his character?
Wolf or
You made
it
that
was
up.
something like no. It was.
Okay.
It's what
He just completely
what?
shot it.
What's it called?
Is it called? What's a brony? A brony is that what it's called? People are saying that I'm a closet brony. What is that?
Brony.
Is that a?
Oh,
I'm
That's
a-
Google.
You know what?
Yeah.
Sorry, work computer.
Jabroni. Oh my God. Okay, hold on. I don't think we should.
Okay, so we're not gonna Google this.
Before I even got there, before I
gonna
even
hit
finished
enter.
it put Bronies. It's a 2012 film.
Barf.
The extremely unexpected adult fans of My Little Pony.
Oh,
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
okay. Tobin is a closet brownie.
Well,
Someone said.
not sure.
Hey.
By someone I mean.
Oh man, there's
Stephen.
nothing closet about my love for brownies.
His name was Barf.
Who?
Oh,
So I wasn't close.
You were close. You, listen,
Was he?
bipedal barf. We're on, dude. You know me.
Ambidextrous.
J-Fig, do you got the goosies for Wolfman here?
I mean, let's pretend I am out there somewhere in the woods. This man comes up to me dressed like that.
And he says, "You want to be my little Red Riding Hood?"
That's kind of scary. And by goosies, I mean like
Show
scary
me.
things.
Show me everything.
Everything. That's terrifying.
What if the wolf comes up to you and he's like, "Okay."
Then I would know it's one of you guys.
Okay.
Marcos, what about you? You got goosies from Wolf Dude?
I do not, sir.
Okay.
Get
It's
a
reverse goose.
get a life, please.
No goosies.
Number 2.
Bernie says, "Tobin is a My Little Show pony."
That's a point.
Point for Twitcher.
All right, what do we got here, Marcos? What's number 2?
The NFL picks Atlanta as a neutral site for potential Chiefs versus Bills, but I don't understand why they're already looking ahead. Why would they do that?
Well, they had to
Got to
come.
plan it.
They got to plan it.
Why?
So you're saying the fix is in? Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying that's a little fishy.
No goosies.
No
Why is
goosies.
Atlanta? Like Atlanta.
No
you know,
goosies.
Enough of them.
Maybe
Enough of
no, but
Atlanta.
how about this? You ever thought that maybe they had a list and they were the only
Non-playoff team. Something.
that had that weekend off or
Maybe.
that day off?
Maybe.
I'm a little annoyed by this. Here's why I would never have it in Atlanta. Anybody want to know why? Want to know why?
Because you hate
Coach?
that city.
Tell us.
Besides that, I'm speakly.
This is a professional,
Yes.
neutral opinion.
Yeah, because Chick-fil-A is not open on Sunday.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That is true. What about you? So you got the goosies for this plan?
I mean,
Yeah. No. Sounds like a no.
Not really.
fine.
No, same.
I mean, they're doing. I appreciate the fact that
No
them doing
goosies.
that actually benefits Buffalo because there's no guarantee Buffalo would have it would have played out to where Buffalo would have had home field advantage. So it to be able to play it in a neutral site.
Yeah, you don't have to go to Arrowhead.
Right.
You don't have to go to Arrowhead.
But neither one of them have to play in the cold, which is
perfect for Buffalo because they hate the weather.
I would have them play in Cleveland.
Wow. You love Cleveland.
No, it's not that.
You love Cleveland.
It's not that. You should play.
You love Cleveland.
That game needs to be played in the elements. Don't
So
bring
you think
them
we're
down.
losing something from it?
We're losing something. Yeah.
Interesting.
That's football in January and December. That's what it is.
Jennifer, what about you? What do you think about it? You got Goosies for Atlanta? No Goosies.
No Goosies.
No Goosies.
Marcos?
Yeah, I'm over them too.
No Goosies.
What about number 3, Marcos?
Coming in at number
Probably only got time
3.
for one more, so pick one of the last two.
I will pick one of the. Okay, this one's gonna upset you more, so I'll do this one. Pro Football Talk says Tom Brady to the Dolphins is still on the table,
bro.
No Goosies.
No Goosies.
Oh,
No Goosies. Because you want to know why? Because he's old. And answer for your crimes.
Just
How about this?
retire
Let me ask
already,
you- here's something.
please.
Here's something. Let me ask you this: if it is still on the table, let's just say Tua doesn't play football anymore.
Yep.
Say it's not. Let's say it's on the table.
Derek Carr.
Did the
I'd
Dolphins
rather have Derek Carr.
Okay, but fine. If it is on the table, do the Dolphins get their first round pick back? Or they still punished for tampering for getting Tom Brady? Because I want him to answer for his crimes.
No give backs.
Give us our first round pick back.
Sure.
Garbage. Anyway, no Goosies to answer your question.
All right.
I got 0 Goosies.
I don't think any of us have Goosies right here, unless they're gonna go and opposed to it.
That is incorrect because I have. No, I'm kidding. Nah, it's no Goosies. I'm sick and tired of Tom Brady. Please retire.
That's our show, everybody. Channing Crowder's going to scoot in on his suitcase.
Very strange.
Mark Hockman's going to poison us with air freshener. Solana's going to be suited and booted. The Hockman and Crowder show is coming up next. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bro, what the hell was that?
What? Okay.
Leroy, what the hell was that?
Save me, Trevor. Save me. You are a fraud.
His heart was in the right place.
My heart was in the right place.
You wouldn't know if Patrick Reuter came up and hit you on the face.
Dude, they call me Pasión.
No one calls you that.
Hope you mother have a good day.